Hey, that's more experience than I've got, so.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. Do we get the notification?
Do we get this?
I'm following the stream.
No frame drop so far. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds solid. Oh, yep, there we go.
Awesome. All right. Hello, I am Ad129. This is Donkey Kong 64. No levels early. Before I get into this run, if my commentator would like to introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Debonair VT. You can call me Bro. I don't know anything about this run, so this is going to be a learning experience for me.
Yeah. I will preface that this specific category is very broken. We'll get into that. Timing in this game is very weird. Or in this category, I should say. So instead of starting a file, we actually start our time on this menu. So I'm gonna start our timer in 3, 2, 1, and begin. All right.
All right.
All right. Perfect. First try. All right. So, you might not understand what's going on in the first 5 minutes of this run. I will try my best to explain this. So, no levels early is the no major glitches of Donkey Kong 64. Basically, the premise is there are 3 specific checkpoints that you have to complete in each level. The first one is opening the level itself. The second one is getting the correct number of golden bananas. And then the final obstacle is to go to B-Locker himself, which is the, where you have to, get the number of bananas, and make sure he's out of the way. Once those requirements are out of the way, you have officially unlocked that
Lost
level.
audio ad.
Yes.
I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
You just cut out big time.
Oh, that's not good. Also, we're going to reset.
Yeah, I can hear you now, so I'm not sure what the issue there was, but
okay.
Probably want to roll back a couple
Yeah, we're going to roll
seconds.
back. It's okay. I messed up the first trick. So, I'll re-explain this afterwards. Basically, the first trick is very time-based. I have to do specific menuing at specific points out of the timer. And so, that's why I have my timer, and this is why we kind of begin this run right here, is because we want to make sure that we have a timer that we can consistently look at. But yeah, let's reset up everything we need. We need story skip for obvious reasons. We'll start our timer again in 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, try that again. This is normally what happens with this trick. So, what I'm trying to do there is basically, there are around 20-ish frames of loading that intro story, which is a cutscene you can rewatch in that menu. If you cancel it at the right time, it'll put you in a state called intro story glitch. And what this basically does is you'll be inside the intro story, but still be able to control the game. And so this has a lot of broken effects, and the main use for this run we'll be using this to collect all the moves that we need, so we don't have to worry about buying moves later on. And so, the first 5 minutes of the run is just setting this whole thing up. And so here is our first one. We have to wait till 55 seconds to cancel this text. Right there. And then we'll see this weird cutscene that we never normally see. So, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, this category no levels early is the no major glitches of Donkey Kong 64. And it's basically, this game is very broken, where you can literally complete this game at a world record level of 24 minutes. For reference, the 100% category is 5 to 6 hours long. So very drastic difference. And so we need that in between of, we need something that's kind of in between that short and long. And so we have this category called no levels early. And so the premise of it is we have to level each level in the correct sequential order. so that we're able to get all the correct golden bananas and all that. So we do some very interesting routing with this game, or this category, where we're basically only gonna have to backtrack once in this route. But yeah, hopefully that I have enough time. This is, like I said, this trick intro sword glitch is very, very, very precise in terms of the timing, and so if I lose more than 2 seconds in any area, I could possibly be put into the intro sword glitch. We'll have to reset the game again, which we don't want to happen again. So hopefully we did this correctly. Hold A here. Perfect. All right, so now we're in the main menu. We look at our file so that anything that we do in this main menu will get transferred over into that file. I'll get into why doing that is very important. But you're gonna see me do a lot of things to kind of spend time. So the first one is we're gonna be watching some bosses or some boss intro cutscenes, and so what that basically does is, when we get dragged into the actual game, what will happen is we will the game will think, oh, we already watched that cutscene. We don't have to watch this cutscene again, and so it saves time on those cutscenes. And then the other thing I'm doing here is, after it drags me out of all this, what I'm basically doing is I am going into the Kong battle to basically guarantee that I am getting moves, because in this minigame, it basically gives you every single move in the game, basically. But yeah, this is our last boss.
That does seem extremely useful.
Yeah. This is the last boss we're gonna watch. This is Dugadon. Since we're almost at the end of this intro story, we need to get dragged around 4 minutes, so we're already at that point. So we don't have enough time to watch 2 other bosses that we wouldn't want to ideally skip, but we just don't have the time, unfortunately. But yeah, after this, we're gonna get the most infamous part of running this category, and it's waiting for the game to drag us into the main game. This is literally just, we're waiting. Basically, in this main menu, when you are idle, there are certain animations that DK will play. Some will do nothing. Thankfully, that one worked. I faded out. We're now into the actual run. But things that can happen is, if he does the most infamous one, which is a leg shake, it doesn't drag you. You have to enter a menu, exit the menu, wait again. It wastes a lot of time. And so I got really lucky. I got first try. But basically, we just got to get lucky for this beginning part of the run. But now we're actually playing the game. This is where the game actually begins. So as you can see, you normally begin this game with 1 melon as your life. I have 2 now. That is the effect of intro story glitch. And so, since we basically have all the moves, the only moves that we are missing are these 2 moves, the orange and the swim barrel, since they're tutorial items. Oh, that's okay. that happens. So that's why we kind of wait, because we don't have enough time to do these, and so we'll just do them afterwards. Doesn't really matter when we finish them.
Real quick,
yeah.
When you're done with this minigame, are you in the middle of anything that is specifically timing dependent? Because it looks like we need to update the category. It's still on Undertale.
I see. Yeah.
I am not an editor on this channel though, so I can't do it for you.
Yeah, no, I can't either, I believe.
Even through obs, there's no the thing there. We might just have to ping Eden.
Yeah, I think
I'll shoot that thing out.
Yeah,
you keep going quickly, friendo. I got this.
I mean, to be fair, I got a cutscene coming up very soon. Yeah. By the way, that's our first glitch, other than intro sword glitch. That's called swim through vertical walls, or STVW. Basically, the game is very weird with how it deals with walls. You might have heard the phrase "wall zone exists in DK64." That is very true. Basically, the way that works is, when you're facing north and you zoom in and then out, specifically while swimming, but you can also do it mid-air, what will happen is the wall, or your degrees will be going over 360, and that will cause you to just walk through the wall. But it only works without touching your stick. And so what basically ends up happening is if you like move a little bit, it'll cancel it out. But if you like just swim normally until you clip, you're gonna clip. It's very peculiar. But yep, this is our first level. We're gonna be opening up Jungle Japes, our first golden banana of the run. I forgot to mention, we need to collect 100 of these golden bananas. That's why this category takes so long. We have to collect 100 of these. But yeah, we're
That's
gonna
be my next question. Do you have to collect a bunch of smalls as well, or just the big ones you have to worry about?
That is not a requirement in this category. We just need to get golden bananas. If we were to collect all the colored bananas, well, that would basically extend the category to like about 40 plus minutes. Not that much. I think it's like around 30. It's not much, but still a decent amount.
It's enough. It's a sizable chunk.
Yeah, exactly. I know the glitchless category, the world record is like 3 hours and 20 minutes. The world record for this category is a sub 2, like barely a sub 2, which is funny. So it's around probably 30 if you do glitches and all that. But yeah. So we're gonna grab this warp. This becomes very useful later. We're gonna do a clip here called Bush Push. First try, very easy.
Nice. Love to see it.
Basically, like most games, if it detects you like on a wall, it'll just like push you outwards, and so it's between a wall and another kind of wall, and so one of the walls just overpowers and you're just able to clip. That's a moon kick, by the way. This is another glitch. The way that works is if you cancel an aerial attack with a ground attack with DK, your ground attack will just have the momentum of the aerial attack, and so you're just able to fly. Not infinitely, but a like sizable chunk where you're able to get through places very easily. So yeah, those couple glitches that I've just described is the foundation of DK64 speedrunning. Very broken because all those glitches are pretty much universal. So yeah, right now we're just gonna be doing some basic movement, trying to unlock Diddy. As you notice, I have an unfortunate upgrade right now. It's useful here, but only here. Basically, we have the sniper scope, which is the final gun upgrade in the game. However, I'm running on N64, and there's a bunch of lag. Also, that is unfortunate. That was supposed to be a cutscene skip. I activated the wrong order, but, you know, it's okay. I always fail that. I'm happy that I got the switch, and then that. I've had runs where I just took 3 attempts to hit that switch, and you saw how long that was.
Yeah, that took quite a while. The N64 was not happy with that.
Yep. Alright, here's another swim through vertical walls. We're gonna swim to get this gold banana right here. Very easy. Just kind of just swim near the surface and you're gonna easily get that one. And then we're gonna maneuver ourselves out of bounds. Another important thing to talk about is how out of bounds works in this game. Whatever height you are at out of bounds is the height you'll maintain throughout the entire out of bounds. And so if there are like places where you're able to regain a higher height, we're able to basically maintain that new height. And so it's not very useful in any of the parts for now, but in the final level it's very useful. We'll get into that when we get to the final level. Here we're gonna do another cutscene skip. Hopefully I can get it. It's very precise. There we go. Awesome.
Nice.
So normally when I hit that switch, it would load a cutscene that shows, oh, Diddy is free now. Here's a golden banana for saving me. However, this minigame, Baboom Blast, actually is also another cutscene. And so what we can do is we can overlap that cutscene, get this golden banana, since it's like literally part of the minigame. You're gonna hear the golden banana sound effect right here, which means we unlocked Diddy. And so we practically skipped that cutscene. And so now we're gonna be warping back. We're going to get that golden banana just because we need to just get easy golden bananas. there are 201 golden bananas in this game, and we're just trying to get the fastest 100. Oh, I don't need my second N64 controller, by the way. You only need a second N64 controller for intro story glitch.
I didn't even realize you were doing that on 2 controllers.
Yeah.
But I guess that's why the second DK was showing up when opening the multiplayer menu.
Yeah, that's the only reason why we need a second controller. That's kind of why I wasn't able to run this game back when I was starting to speedrun this game. I couldn't afford a second controller.
That's such a specific problem to have. I can't do the most important glitch in the run because I need another controller.
Yeah. Yeah, now we're playing as Diddy. Honestly, like my third favorite Kong. Doesn't have that fast movement, but some of the cool, you can do some really cool tech with Diddy, with the movement. So like, Diddy might not be fast, but he has some cool tech, such as this. You can do a very precise skip first try. Wow.
Nice.
That normally takes me like 5 tries because it's so inconsistent. Wow. Yeah, you can do something like that with his backflip. You're able to get enough height with Diddy's backflip to get up there. Yeah, we're gonna just that whole area is very long, and so we only go in there for this one golden banana. And then also we get a warp here. This becomes useful when we revisit this level later, just as a quick like time saving thing. But yeah, not much to really talk about. There's one more enemy I want to mention that is very important to routing this game, or this category, is these guys. These guys are Kusplats. Basically, these enemies are, by like their K rules. I don't know what you really call them, like henchmen. Basically, what they do is, they hold these blueprints, and so what they do is they have 2 purposes. The first one is when you go up to Snide, who we'll meet later, he can give us a golden banana for each blueprint we get. And so like those are very easy golden bananas to collect. With a very specific routing. Also, this is a good out of bounds. There we go. We get hit here. That's a golden banana dance skip, by the way. We want to do as many of those as possible since that animation for the collection is very it takes time. And it adds up over time. This is what you were talking about the colored bananas. We don't need to do that because we can just do a skip right here. We can do another moon kick. One's a little bit harder. Just like that. Go through this specific seam. And now we're out of bounds. And we can just go through the loading zone.
Oh, that's wild.
Just like that. But yeah, like I was talking about, Kusplats hold blueprints. And so they give you golden banana. Another use they have, not in this category, but in 101%, is each blueprint in the final level gives you an extra minute since that level is timed. So we need to collect a specific amount so we don't game over. Because that timer, when it runs out, gives you game over. Not useful here because in one of the side effects of having intro story is that timer doesn't appear. You're kind of like in a state of like, oh, we're in the post deactivation of the oh my god, what's the machine called? The machine trying to destroy DK Isles right now, and so that's why we really don't worry about blueprints here. There is a beginner route where you collect all the blueprints, and the way that works is actually, you collect all 40 blueprints, you can get this secret minigame menu from Snide. You enter one of those minigames, and what actually happens is, it will actually take you out of the intro story. And so, you're able to like do everything you can normally do in a speedrun, and that timer will be back. And it will be at 50 minutes, which is the normal amount it should be at when you collect all the blueprints. It's very cool with the type of routing that is in this game. A lot of consideration of what to do in this route, but very cool. Yep, that's the end of this spot. Sorry.
Good. I was gonna say this sounds like a very unique kind of speedrun route for a. Yes, we're finishing the game, yeah, but there's so many different paths that we need to take to get there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like this category has at least I think about 7 unique routes. All varying in different skill levels. Some routes are also like version exclusive. Because an important thing to also talk about is on N64, when you get any sort of lag, the way Rare programmed the way to like combat lag is they basically boost you more ahead based on the amount of lag there is. And so we're able to do like easier out of bounds by like using the natural lag in the game, or if we artificially create lag with the oranges. I don't do any of those here because those are the orange clips are very inconsistent. However, there are routes that use that. But another version that DK64 is on is Virtual Console. Virtual Console saves about like 15 or so minutes in 100% just because of lag. It's a very massive amount, and like it's very good on paper that, oh, this saves so much time, but there are some mini games that are just completely programmed around the lag, and so like some mini games are just like straight up impossible without like pause buffering them.
Are the leaderboards split up between those two consoles, or
Yeah.
is it all on the same board?
It's split up.
Okay,
It's been split up since 2021, I believe.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's such a huge time gap that I figured that was probably the case, but you never
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and then like the most common version to run this game on is NTSU, because the funny thing is Japanese actually patches out so many glitches that it's like basically not fun to run. The only glitch out of the things we've seen so far that works in the Japanese version is the moon kick and then the bush push at the beginning of the Jungle Japes level. That's the only, and the intro sword glitch, obviously. So like Japanese is like a way different experience.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And then PAL just is slow naturally because it's PAL. PAL just loses a lot of time on N64 versions of any game. So yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, now we're in Angry Aztec. This is honestly my favorite level. Not in this category specifically, because here we're just basically just trying to get through it as fast as possible. Also, here's where I use some of the lag. You can see, like, it really pushed me forward. But in 101%, this is one of, like, the most fun levels to do, because we revisit it twice, and the second revisit's always, like, the most fun thing to do. But yeah. Our next mission is to basically save Tiny Kong. And Tiny Kong is pretty broken because Tiny Kong can pretty much do a lot of the out of bounds that we've been seeing, but a little bit easier. So you'll see that in action in a bit. But for now, we're just trying to save her. That's awesome. Also, I saved the crystal there. Basically, you saw that I have a jetpack with Diddy. That's his special move there. And the mechanic of like, we have a time limit is these crystals. Oh, okay. Slopes are a thing. And so normally trying to get to that Kasplat with that jetpack like uses up one crystal. I somehow maintained that crystal. I was that fast. I've never like have done that ever. Alright. So here we're gonna do another clip. This is called just a normal fall clip. Decently hard. We're trying to land on a 1 pixel gap in between the out of bounds and the inbounds. And so just like that, perfect. Oh, the camera is trying to mess me up. Okay, there we go. So we're out of bounds just like that. Then we're going to this area. We're gonna collect the golden banana first. Just so we don't have to come back into this little cage area. We can just like literally leave as fast as possible. And then now we're gonna free Tiny Kong. We're not gonna activate that switch that activates like those platforms that rise up. And so what we have to do is we have to spell Okong. We have to get it wrong first, and then it activates. Like some people on their splits for like freeing Tiny literally just call it Okong because we have to do that. Yeah. Not much to really talk about. It's just freeing Tiny, and then we're just gonna be doing a little bit more collecting. If you have any other questions about the beginning part of the game, ask away.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess my big question right now is how drastic does the route differ in this no levels early category from your 100%? Because obviously you would have to collect all of the smalls, and you probably I imagine you don't do like battle arenas or anything in this one either.
No. So yeah, that's a really good question. Basically, in this category, like I mentioned at the beginning, we only need to collect 100 golden bananas. That's the minimum requirement, and obviously the 8 keys, but that's like pretty much already required. In 101%, the amount of things we have to collect is very drastic. We have to collect 201 golden bananas. We have to collect, I think 10 battle crowns, 20 medals, or 40 medals, trying to think, 20 fairies, 8 keys, the Nintendo coin and the Rareware coin, and then I think that's it. So it's much more of things we have to collect. Also here I'm trying to be safe. We can soft lock here. I'm just trying to clip inbounds. There we go. Perfect. I will say this about this category before I go on. This category is very prone to soft locking. And the problem with soft locking in this category specifically is that when we soft lock, we immediately lose the run. And so no matter what I'm doing here, I'm going to be playing it safe. Because this is a 2-hour long category, or 3-hour category really. And I don't want to like lose a run that like far in. So we're going to be playing it safe. But what I was trying to talk about is 101% differs a lot. It has more routes. It has around 11 routes. And the route that I use is very drastic. Basically what we do is instead of going to Jungle Japes first, I actually go to this level first. And the reason for that is this level and Fungi Force, which is the 5th level, reuse a boss. And for an unknown reason, if we damage ourselves at the same frame that Dogadon, the boss, hits us, and he gets hit as well, it just kills him instantly. And that counts as the kill for the 5th key, or the 5th level. And so in the 2nd level, we're able to get the 5th key, which breaks the sequence breaks the entire game by a lot. And so with the route that I do, the reason we use that is there's a boss that we do later in this category called King Cutout. And the way that boss works is there are 4 cannons. We have to shoot at whichever one he is at, with the catch being we're playing as all the 5 Kongs, and we'll cycle through them. Also, this is a really hard trick, so I'm trying to...
Seems that way, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, we cycle through all the Kongs, and so for the fact of we get there like literally 20 minutes into the speedrun, no Kongs unlocked, we go from having no Kongs to having every single Kong unlocked within like 5 minutes. And so there we go. That saves like not much time, but enough time in the category where it's like a significant route to be created. And so we do a big sequence break at the beginning, and then we basically just like do every level out of order. Because the whole point of the run is we want to avoid backtracking as much as possible. And so another thing about 101% is that we don't have to worry about in this category is buying moves. The way the sequence of buying moves works is... I'm trying to see where I am. There we go. The way that works is you unlock new moves every single level. However, if you enter, let's say, the 6th level very early, like literally 5 minutes into your speed run, you'll unlock everything that you need to unlock, or you would like to unlock that from that point on. And so we're able to get like all the late game items 5 minutes into the run. And so in other routes, we're able to basically just enter Crystal Caves, which is the 6th level, as our first kind of level, just to basically get that requirement of, oh, we can unlock all the moves now. But yeah, there's a lot of yeah, it's a lot of thought that goes into like routing a 101% run. Like there's one route that I know took an entire year to route because of a new discovery that was discovered. It didn't end up saving time, unfortunately, but it was such a cool route that like people still do it for the meme because it's like showing that off is very cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we're gonna be talking about this fight I was talking about. Dogadon. So what we're gonna basically do is another early entry. However, instead of watching that intro cutscene of every boss, since we rewatched it with intro story, we're basically gonna be able to just do it right off the bat, since we technically already watched that cutscene. Just like that. Oh, okay. I guess we are watching it. I am incorrect. It's okay. Being incorrect is okay sometimes.
Indeed. It do be like that sometimes.
Exactly. Good time to get water, though. Always important to be
Indeed.
hydrated.
Definitely hydrate, especially when you're doing a almost 3-hour run.
Exactly. Tip, this is Dogadon. So that thing I was talking about getting the key 5 early, that is actually another restricted thing we can't do. We have to beat the boss themselves. And so that's like the secret 4th requirement of this category, is we have to actually defeat the boss in their intended boss place. And so we're just gonna be fighting this boss normally. We are going to be seeing it later on how that actually works of the getting that early, because we just need to get the key from its original source. Ooh, I'm going to get hit, yep. Ooh, he is throwing me off right now. Okay, okay. Gonna show off one cool thing about this boss. It's very precise, but if I'm able to do it, it'd be really funny. Yeah, as you can see, this is a very simple boss. Just dodge his attacks and then just like jump around. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna be showing it off. Sag. It's okay. What's happening? There we go. Okay. Very scuffed boss. It's okay. Boss fights don't matter in this game. Alright, so...
Not even a little bit.
Yeah. Alright, so that's the second key. Once we turn that in, we've unlocked 2 other levels. We'll get into that later. Now, it's just, oh, we need to get 15 golden bananas now, because that's the next requirement we need to get to. And so, we're just going to be collecting some more glitched golden bananas by doing a lot of funny out-of-bounds. Yeah, this one's a little bit weird.
A running theme.
Yeah, there's
a lot of goofy out of bounds seems like the name of the game for this category.
Yep. Flip back in bounds, please. There we go. Alright. Alright, just like that. And then these temples are very simple. Just go in the direction they are. The way I remember this is that Diddy goes to the right. Oh, okay. Awesome. Claptrap placement.
He was really waiting there for you.
He was, yeah, literally waiting. Yeah, basically, Diddy goes to the right, and then Donkey Kong goes to the left, and then for the second part of the room, it's just the opposite direction. Very simple to memorize. The other rooms at the top are much more weird to memorize, and so thankfully we don't do them.
That was going to be my next question, was if you came back here for each Kong, because it seemed like it was relatively straightforward to get in there, but I did not consider going up a story to get to higher doors.
Yeah.
It's probably a little more difficult than I thought.
Yeah, only Chunky Kong. If you don't do a specific glitch, that glitch is not friendly for me. I am not good at it. But there's one trick you can do with Chunky that you can get in very easily. We'll be seeing that trick much later into the run. Here's another out of bounds. It's a really weird one. I honestly don't know how it works. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. It's just a roll. I don't get it. Alright, so now we're gonna be freeing Lanky Kong. This is a very difficult room, I'll say that. We're gonna be doing a glitch called Skew. If you know what that means, you'll know what I mean, but I don't want to spoil Skew until you see it, and so I'm gonna go perform it right now. We're gonna have our gun underwater, not normally something we can do. I'm gonna make sure I have enough height. Okay, go into where the Lanky room is. Surface. I'm gonna line myself up because if I go underneath that water, what will basically happen is, the game will kind of teleport me in a weird way. Should work. There we go. That's Skew.
Oh my.
Yep.
Donkey Kong, no.
The awesome thing about Skew is walls don't exist legitimately anymore.
Oh wow.
So this is the scary part of the run. One of the scary parts is because losing my Skew will require me to redo that whole segment of trying to get it back, especially in this room. And so trying to make sure I maintain it is very difficult because the way you lose it is if you jump at any point that is like not like in a thing with Z. Like, backflip's okay, but if you do like a regular A jump, the game will just like put you back to normal, and that's something we don't want. And so we are gonna avoid that. Another way you can lose it is with your gun, if you're not careful. And so I'm just gonna try to destroy these enemies just so they don't get in my way. They normally don't, but sometimes they do. And then here's just a puzzle. Very difficult with lag sometimes. The lava generates so much lag. But yeah, it's just a simple puzzle. Sometimes I feel like I'm not gonna be hitting some of these, but it's okay. Alright, that should be it. Here we go. Golden banana. Oh, I actually did not kill him. Okay. Well, I still need him. Okay, don't push me into the lava. Okay. It would have been much worse if I still had my gun. A weird thing about Skew is that if you are in lava while holding your gun, it doesn't let you like leave the gun unless you like leave the lava. It's very weird. I don't get why that happens. It just happens. And so we have to like basically like get off the lava to go out of bounds to put our gun away, go back into the lava to like get damaged again, and then basically backflip back onto surface. It's such a bad thing to happen. Alright, but we're almost done. We just have one more segment just with Tiny Kong. This is the part that really matters, and this is why we want to maintain our Skew for so long. And this is also a good time to mention this. You might have been noticing that I have not paused my game at all. There's a reason for that. I actually am unable to. That is a very unfortunate effect of intro story glitch, is that we're not able to pause our game. And so like that useful exit level thing, we can't do that. And so we have to find creative ways to get out of bounds, or like to leave the level. And so for this route, what we do is Skew, clip through the wall, and we just void out here with the out of bounds. And voiding out in this game just takes you immediately to the beginning of the level.
Huh.
So we have to do yeah, we have to do some very interesting routing to like deal with that.
Yeah.
And that's why I was mentioning earlier about soft locking, is like, if I soft lock, I literally cannot recover it unless I find a genuine backup.
Right.
Sorry.
Do all of these glitches then that we're doing in this run, they all depend on intro story glitch?
No, not really. The reason why we get intro story glitch is just to get all the moves as fast as possible. Because if we were to like basically not have intro story glitch, the whole point of the run at that point we'll be adding another thing of now we have to buy all the moves, which involves much more particulate routing.
Right. Getting coins and making sure you're revisiting your levels and all kinds
Yeah,
of stuff.
and like in summer, yeah, we would just basically have to revisit more levels, which takes up more time.
It does sound slow. Now
Yeah.
that you put it that way.
Yeah.
It sounds a little slower to do it that way.
Yeah. All right, so we have now opened up 2 levels. That key 2 opens up 2 levels. We have opened Frantic Factory, which is the next level we're doing, and then Gloomy Galleon. I don't know why I forgot the name. It's such an easy name to remember. Gloomy Galleon. We don't do that for a while. We don't do it for like 20 minutes. So yeah. The reason why we don't do it early is because Frantic Factory is sequential. It's number 3. But we actually don't collect enough golden bananas in Frantic Factory with the route. Because you need 15 to enter Frantic, 30 to enter Gloomy Galleon. And so we basically just have to backtrack back to Jungle Japes to get more golden bananas. Also, that mouth you see, like the teeth and all that, that's actually the final level. We can't enter it, obviously, but the reason we're up here so early is because we have the move Monkey Port, and that allows us to teleport all the way up to that area, which that move we unlock until Creepy Castle, which is the second to last level in the game. So that's also another reason why we have Intro Story Glitch. We have that move. We're able to easily get up to... We're easily able to climb Creme Isle that quickly. But yep, now we're in Fractin Factory. Here is my favorite Kong, Chunky Kong. In a comedically hanging cage. We're gonna do a very RNG heavy clip right here. This is called Robot Push. Okay, maybe if he doesn't move, I'll be fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is what normally happens. Yep, this is very RNG heavy. I have to basically manipulate him to basically go into this corner as best as I can, so that he is able to like push me into that out of bounds. And sometimes he stops like that, and it makes it so much more difficult. And then every time he does a different attack, I'm lucky I got it there. He basically tries to like go back to his main area, and so we kind of have to like go into that area where we're trying to like get him to go to again. It's very weird.
Yeah, well, glad we got it early. He seems like he's playing nice.
Yeah, that's usually around how many tries it takes. Sometimes I remember one time in a 101% run, it took me like over like 2 entire minutes for him to even like do it. Which is the reason why in 101% I opt out for a different glitch that we'll be seeing later. That's way more consistent. But since we don't have Chunky, we can't really do it here. But we still get to show it off, I guess. The very peculiar, very funny, very totally awesome robot push.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I golden bananas for later. You saw me activate Warp 4 from all the way up there. That's that golden banana I collected with Lanky Kong. It's actually the very top of that room, which normally you have to do a very long sequence.
I can't hear you. I can see you talking, but I can't.
Oh.
I can't hear anything.
Well,
Oh, you're back now.
am I back? Okay. I think
Yes.
Discord just hates me again.
It's not playing nice, unfortunately.
It doesn't play nice. Discord is just being Discord.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, like I was saying, that was the very top of that room. And basically, we got that golden banana very early, and so once we grabbed it, we fell down onto that tag barrel where we're able to activate Warp 4, and that actually allows us to basically come back up there later without having to reclimb back up. So it's very useful. All right, so now we're gonna be doing my favorite boss. I'm semi-serious about this. This is gonna be Mad Jack. Mad Jack is very RNG heavy it's decently RNG heavy. The first part you can control yourself. The way you attack him is very much RNG, and so we're gonna really hope for RNG to be on our side. So there's another clip just so we can get we can basically do that with any Kong to basically get into these fights as fast as possible. Okay. Cool, we're gonna be watching all the cutscenes. It's cinema time.
Oh, baby.
I think it's fitting. Just so we can see all these bosses and their very awesome introductions. Alright. Yep, this is Magic. Wait for it. There he is.
Oh, what a scary guy. Oh. It was fun.
Yep. Alright, so the way Magic works is, for the first 3 phases, there are 5 phases, by the way. Not typical for a Nintendo game. Basically.
Yeah, long by most N64 game standards.
Yep. Where is the switch? Should be in this corner. Yep. The way he works is, the first phase, he moves in a square, and you're able to control that very easily. He moves in 2 ways. He has a fast move and a slow move. That was a slow move, this is a fast move. We want as many fast moves as possible, so for the first 3 phases, they're really easy to do. Especially since we have Ponytail Twirl, which is where you can see I'm flying, basically. And so we're able to kind of just get as many fast moves as possible. That looks like a blue, should be a blue. If it's not blue, I'd be really sad.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. This boss generates a lot of lag, by the way, and so there are 2 modes of camera. This is the cinema mode. This is the Free Kong mode. We want to do this fight as much as possible in Free Kong, just to reduce lag. Obviously on Virtual Console, not an issue. On N64, we have to find creative ways to deal with this. That is such an amazing placement. But yeah, that's the first 3 phases. Now we have the final 2 phases, where he now will just go, instead of the square moves he's doing, he's just gonna go directly onto where we are. So if we literally just stand still, he will just stay still and jump. And so it's much harder to like kind of control those fast ones. So like there, I'm getting many slow ones. And then hopefully if this is the right placement, nope, okay. There's a little bit of a cutscene skip you can do. I'm gonna try to land on this one, hopefully. Yep, there we go. That cutscene of him shooting this laser makes it very hard for you to kind of do that. Kind of like hit that switch. Much more threatening kind of than a fireball. But we're able to cancel that cutscene if we're able to hit that switch at the same time as he's doing that cutscene. Again, very RNG heavy for that cutscene skip.
And now he's invisible.
Yep,
which
final
is extremely fair.
Throwing everything at the table. Yeah, I've done this fight multiple times. This is the intended Kong you should be fighting this boss with. Which looks like blue. Where's blue? At that corner. But it is possible to do it with other Kongs. A very common one is Donkey Kong, because that's what you do in the true any percent route. The other Kongs, Diddy Kong, Lanky Kong, and Chunky Kong are actually way more difficult. I remember creating a video back in 2020 where I tried to do all the fights and ranking them based on how like difficult they were, and like Chunky Kong was one of the hardest ones to do it with.
Is it just because they can't cover as much space like in the air?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Makes sense. It does seem like movement's a pretty important factor in that fight.
Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to be doing one of the... This is kind of the scariest part of the run, this one glitch right here coming up. We basically are going to have to... There's that big wall with a window. We have to get past that point. And so what we have to do is we're going to have to go get this golden banana first, obviously. Golden bananas are very awesome to collect. But then we're going to do a very hard out of bounds to basically allow us to basically get the golden banana, or get to that area very quickly. So I didn't unlock the cage. That cage unlocked based on where you are, no matter the height, and so we're able to unlock that out of bounds. I didn't unlock it here, unfortunately, but it's okay. We're able to watch that cutscene anyways. And then this is what it is, so I'm going to focus for a bit. Okay, should be fine. Please don't soft lock. Okay. Usually the exit is, or that entrance is much more safer than doing the other way, so I prefer doing that instead of the other one. Like, we're able to retry it is what I'm trying to say.
Right, gotcha. Yeah, I figured we hadn't soft locked because there wasn't the big depression happening.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if we had actually completed the trick.
Yeah. You'll know when I got it. Also, that's what I wanted to
Gotcha.
do, but that's a very hard jump. Like, you can see Tiny barely got that. And I remember in the run I did on stream, I reset on that so many times because I was like, I can't get this trick. I might have to drop it. But then, like, offline, I was like, okay, I can do it. It's fine. I just need to focus. Yeah, now we're in the latter half of the level. Very blueprint heavy now. Yeah. Also, I think this is the first time we're playing as Chunky. You can see very big movement. I need to be as lanky now. Yeah. Not much to really say, because it's just getting blueprints, watching another long cutscene. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, let's see. So I imagine that do you end up having to refight any bosses? I know you said one of the bosses is shared between 2 stages.
Yeah.
Do you have to fight both versions of them for keys in this?
Yes.
Or is just the one kill enough to get everything we need?
Yeah, so basically, I need to be Donkey Kong. Basically, yeah, so there are 2 fights in this game, or if you really want to call it 4, that reuse a boss. And so, it's more for the story, because, if the cutscene that we, like, basically skip with the, story skip, the story that it entails is, after, you know, Dogadon falls into lava and basically, like, gets very mad, K. Rool forces, Dogadon to refight, the Kongs, and so that's why he appears again in, Fungi Forest, and then a similar situation happens with, Armadillo, the first level boss. He reappears in the 6th level. They both unfortunately do die. You'll see those fights then. Basically, actually, I won't spoil them because we'll actually see how those bosses work. But honestly, like, the refight for Armadillo as one of the coolest, like, ending, like, final hits ever. We'll have to wait and see that one.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. It sounds sweet.
Yeah. All right. A lot of lag, I'll say that. Like, possibly the most amount of lag, like, naturally generated by the game without it crashing. Alright. So now we're in this room. We call this the dark room. You can probably assume why. There's literally no light in this room. There's only 1 golden banana in here, so we're basically just trying to get it as fast as possible. I'm trying to do a trick here called skid jumps. The way this works is I'm doing a very fast 180-degree movement on my joystick to get a skid, and then at the same time as I get the skid, I do a jump, and so we're able to get a much larger distance. That was the wrong direction. And the reason why we do that is we get a much larger height by, like, a little bit, just enough for this little trick here, and then we're also able to do another move after it, and so it's very useful. There we go. Should be good. No. Yeah, this one box is very difficult sometimes. Sometimes it just decides to cooperate, sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes skid jumps just completely don't decide to work. Okay, Chunky Kong is okay sometimes. Okay. I just care about getting the golden banana. Can I get a good camera? Corner, dance skip, awesome. Nice orange.
Nice.
Love the enemies sometimes, they just completely get in your way.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So now this is the final area of the level. This is the area I was talking about earlier. The big room over here. So now we're gonna hit the switch. this golden banana activates. It's supposed to be 100 seconds because you're like basically climbing this entire part of the area. But we have Warp 4 already, which is at the same height of where that golden banana is. So we just basically just got to catch this one thing here. That was a weird camera I got, but it's okay. And then usually we're just able to wait and grab that. I remember my practice run offline. I actually got enough lag for me to clip into that little crusher. And I was like very shocked that I got that because that like rarely happens. But yeah, it's just what happens with this game and the amount of lag that there is that you're just like, you just clip randomly sometimes.
Yeah, it seems like you were saying before that, you know, Rare was like, we know that there's some lag, we're gonna try to mitigate it, but didn't quite consider what happens if that pushes you through the walls that you coded.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very funny.
Oh, and now we're getting this one that we unlocked before.
Yep.
Okay,
The like
that, you know, Rare was like, we know that there's some lag, we're gonna try to mitigate it, but didn't quite consider through the walls.
First thing we did in this level, we're finally doing at the end of the level.
Let's go.
It's very cool. We're literally spinning pipes. Rare really liked spinning pipes for some reason. In Banjo-Kazooie, if you know Rusty Bucket Bay and the engine room, the infamous room where like it's so difficult to do, there are very difficult things there. In Banjo-Tooie, there at least in terms of the speedrun, the final item we collect is this like very long pipe that has our final collectible in 100%. That is very difficult. Also, okay, nice. I got that first try. We have to do that again, by the way. Sometimes that trick, that clip out of bounds, is very inconsistent. Sometimes it'll let you through, sometimes it won't. Hopefully I am able to do it quickly. Okay, yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
It took me like 10 minutes to get it like last time. Which is not ideal. Yeah, that's the end of...
Like...
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Thankfully I got it. Alright. We're done with Frantic Factory. Oh, okay. Frantic Factory is always the scariest part of the run. So much that can go wrong very easily.
But now we're past it, so it's smooth sailing, surely.
Surely.
Through the rest of the run.
Surely.
No other difficult tricks. Easy going the rest of the time. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Right. Awesome. So yeah, now we're gonna be going back to Jungle Japes to collect some easy blueprints, easy golden bananas, all of the sort. But first, before we do that, there's a Kasplat under this.
Oh.
Okay, hopefully I'm fast.
What are you doing under there, buddy?
Alright, hopefully I'm fast enough. Those blueprints do disappear. Yeah, it disappeared on me.
Ah, dang.
Yeah, that happens pretty often. Usually he just like decides to walk into the tag barrel. Yeah, I have to destroy it. Yeah, I expected that. And then like you're able to get it quickly. He really did not want it to move, and so I'm just gonna kind of force him to follow me. And he's going slow, of course. Yeah, there we go. So far, please. Okay, there we go.
Alright, nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Now we can go to Jungle Japes. Yeah. This is the only revisit we do in the game, basically. Because, we have enough golden bananas in the route that we're able to basically collect, what we need. And another reason why, a reroute for, like, Angry Asik was required is because of the 40 blueprints we need to, get in the old routes, or in the beginner routes. Since we didn't have Chunky during Angry Aztec, we just have to naturally revisit that. And so that's why it was implemented, but since we don't do that route, we're basically doing a different version. We're able to basically kind of skip that revisit. Saves us a lot of time. I think if someone calculated, I think it was like probably 5 minutes that saves. It's a very big amount.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're gonna do another skew. This is another long skew section. This time we're gonna be singing it with every Kong. So Let's see if we have any funny ones. Yeah, basically what we're gonna be doing is every single Kong in this level has a caged golden banana. And so with Skew, we're just easily able to just get to those golden bananas. So Tiny's is right there. Very easy, very literally over there. I'm gonna clip back. We're gonna go into Warp 3, which we activated very early in the run, just to save time so we can go to this area to get another Kasplat and another golden banana. I'm avoiding doing long jumps here because usually when I do long jumps on slopes, it like loses my skew, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna be playing it safe here. Doing this like move, I don't know what you would really call it, like a kick slide. Yeah. It's the second fastest Tiny movement. The long jumps being obviously the longest or the fastest, and so either way, I'm still going fast. Yeah. Now we're just gonna be collecting everything in the main area. Other than one cave segment later on, we're pretty much gonna be in the main area the entire time. We're gonna be switching to Diddy Kong, and then this is the gauntlet of getting all the caged golden bananas. So the first one is Tiny's, or not Tiny's, Diddy's, which is gonna be all the way down here, near Funky's gun shop. Okay, there we go. Weird camera.
Yeah, I was making some decisions.
Yeah. Classic N64 camera shenanigans.
Oh yeah.
Always loved the N64 era and the horrible cameras that it had.
Some of them like are it's insulting to call them cameras.
Yeah. Yeah, I run Mario 64 120 SAR, and sometimes that camera is just unbelievably horrible to control sometimes.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, honestly.
I do not doubt that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but it's also like unfortunate.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's allowed to make sense and still be a major bummer.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
Is it possible to collect bananas with other Kongs, or do you specifically have to be like if you walk in there with Tiny, for example, and pick up that lanky banana, will that cause problems?
Yeah, and most golden bananas in this game are grayed out, depending on the Kong you're playing as. You have to collect it as the intended Kong. Which is why we have a lot of this, like, going into a tag barrel, getting a different different Kong to get a different banana. There are rare instances, though, where you are able to collect golden bananas with the wrong Kong. We call it, I believe, wrong Kong snag, or just spawn snag. Basically, the way those work, and we'll be seeing one in the next level in Gloomy Galleon. The way those work is we are entering the area of a minigame that is fully unloaded. Like, you don't load it ever until you get to that point. The golden banana is at a point where you're able to get it out of bounds and not load the area. And you're basically able to collect it with any Kong at that point. Again, that probably was like the worst explanation of it, but it's very easy to understand when you see it in the next level.
Gotcha.
Really, that was a really good segue for that. Yeah, next level, which is actually coming up very soon. Also, I think this is our first minigame, technically, that wasn't like the training minigames. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing like one more, unfortunately. We don't do minigames, they take too long. This one's an easy dance skip. Yeah, as you can see, we're only an hour in. You see my estimate. Trust me, the amount we collect will amp up really soon.
Yeah, it's we're at what? We're just over 30 now.
Yeah, we're at
31?
like 31, and we're only an hour in. Trust me, it will immediately ramp up. Once we get into Gloomy Galleon. Yeah. This is the final thing we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be going into this little cave underground. We're gonna be grabbing the golden banana and the blueprint for Chunky in this area, and then we'll just gonna be immediately leaving after we collect it. Yeah, so here, very large skips. Okay, that's a really good jump I got. Thank God. Thank God that saved me. Oh, please.
Ooh.
So those skid jumps I was talking about, this is where we kind of can use. I was not going at all.
Oh no!
I was not going the right place.
You got the jump, but didn't get the landing.
That is more common than you think, because we're literally can't see where we're going.
Oh yeah, no,
because
it does not look like an easy thing to be doing.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Because if you see those like little fireballs, I probably was mentioning it earlier, but fireballs generate so much lag, and so we just use that to our advantage. Okay. Chunky is basically on a slide. Awesome flip out of bounds. This room either goes perfectly or very rough. There's no in between. Okay.
It does seem that way, yeah.
All right, let's just get the golden banana and just get the heck out of here.
Yeah, we are halfway done, so that's a little bit of a positive.
Yeah. All these,
Nice.
yeah, all these levels, the beginning levels are the longest levels. Once we get into Fungi Forest is when we like literally spend like probably 7 to 10 minutes in each of them, and we're out that quick. But yeah, just final golden banana. We just throw that rock. Hopefully the beaver over here just decides to hit me in the right place. Awesome. Yep.
What a homie.
Yep. Shout out to that beaver. All right,
Shout out to beavers.
Alright, and now we're done with jungle japes. We're never coming back here, thankfully.
All right, chat. Wave goodbye to jungle japes. We're never coming back ever again.
Alright. So now we're into the second half of the game, where we're just going to be doing every level in a specific order to get specific golden bananas in a certain order. So yeah, we're going to get this instrument golden bananas. This is also the, I think, second instrument golden banana. We saw one with Tiny earlier. Just literally stand under that instrument pad, use your instrument, spawns a golden banana. Very easy. Actually, it's the third one because I forgot the one for Donkey Kong. There's also that one too. Yep. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go back as DK. DK has our fastest movement, and so where we're gonna be going to requires us to be as DK, so might as well switch as early as possible. Little minute routing that adds up over time, so very mindful to think about stuff like that. Especially in a category like this where we are constantly switching between Kongs. Oh, nice. That was a very big fall. Right. Yep, this is the golden banana.
Splats are so good.
Yeah. Literally turns into like a flat plane. Alright. So now we're going to be entering, honestly, it is kind of my favorite level, Gloomy Galleon. Very interesting. It's a water level. Most people don't like water levels, but this water level is actually decent, in my opinion. Because there's a lot of cool tricks you can do in this level. But yeah. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to fight the boss, just because there's no other time we can really do it, and so we might as well just do it at the beginning. And so there's a blueprint in our way, and so we're going to grab that blueprint and then go straight into the boss. So the way we do that is we go here, we change as Tiny. This area over here has these cannons. We're going to be coming back to these cannons for a actual glitch coming up, but we'll get into that after the boss. Swing here. Activate this. That's important to activate, because we're going to be warping back here for a third time later. Get this blueprint, and then the boss, the Trofinskop, is right here, and we're just able to fight the boss now. And so this boss is very interesting because basically there are two ways you can fight this boss. You can fight this as DK and do it very slow, or you can fight it with any other Kong and do it really fast. If I probably have, I don't have the cutscene, perfect. So you can see here, I'm going really fast. So fast that I missed the checkpoint. The reason for that is because in this same level, there's this mini game where we're racing a seal. And the way Rare made sure to like make it fair is to slow down DK's speed while on the little boat. And so that applies to this boss too. And so doing this fight with DK is like one of the slowest things you can do. But the like speed cap doesn't exist with the other Kongs, and so we're able to do this fight decently fast with every single Kong. So yeah, this is Puff Toss, by the way. This is the pufferfish that is very angry at us for no reason. And the way we'll be fighting this boss is there are these 5 checkpoints that activate these little pylons that once we activate all 5 of them, will just shock him. And there are 5, I believe 5, probably 6 phases actually. There are 6 phases to this boss fight. Again, very non-Nintendo type of phases. Yeah, as you can see, he has a lot of different attacks that can throw you off. This is a great level, or great boss to mention that another effect of intro sword glitch, and you probably have been noticing this a lot, is I'm also not taking damage. I cannot die unless I go out of bounds or I die by like lava that instantly kills you or something. So doing something like the final boss is like not a worry for me because it's honestly, I have infinite health. Like I don't have to worry about this. In something like 101% where intro sword glitch is banned, we're basically doing that fight with 2 melons, and it can get pretty scary at times.
Yeah, I imagine so, because you do have to do all the phases, right?
Yeah.
There's no, you can't skip any of those.
Nope.
That is a lot of boss to get through.
Yeah, Rare really loves the long boss fights. The boss fight in this game being the longest. It's at I think the world record for doing the boss fight is like 12 minutes, probably like 11, like 4x or something. My best has been probably like 12:30. It's a very long fight.
There are speedruns shorter than that boss fight.
Yeah. Funny enough, actually, the any percent is majority final boss than actual. Like it's like very, very even. Yeah.
Just because you can do all of the big glitches forever.
Yeah.
In that category.
Yeah, because all the requirements for any percent is you literally need to get all the moves as fast as possible, which you can easily do with intro sword glitch, and then you also have to what's it called? You have to collect the 8th key and the 3rd key. I'll get into why that is later. But basically the 8th key and the 3rd key unlock the final boss. All other keys don't do that. And so in any percent we only need to do those 2 requirements.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's why like any percent is so short. It's just intro sword glitch, get to the final level as fast as possible, get the 3rd key as fast as possible, boom, final boss. Alright. Here, I do a little thing. This is another type of skew. It's a much harder skew. It's called cannon skew. This one has a different effect of a skew. So you've been seeing a very like upside type of skew. I'm surprised that didn't work. Yeah. The good thing, this one requires you to have oranges. There we go. So Chunky is just completely in the ground.
Yeah, he is. Oh no. Chunky, what happened?
So this is where we're gonna be doing that glitch I was talking about earlier, the spawn snag. So I'm gonna line myself up here, get on top of this switch, flip out of bounds, and then this is where I gotta be really careful, because I don't want to clip back in bounds or void out. And like The void outlines in this level are very, very unfair. That's very unfair. Oh, wow. I'll just void out. Yeah, that's just gonna be the easier solution. Uh, okay.
Take number 2.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
do that.
first try at the trick.
Yeah, I'm gonna exit the level actually because I just loaded the area. Just give us one quick second. All right, try that again. So, yeah, like I said, the spawn snag is very peculiar on how it works. You have to keep that area that I'm trying to do unloaded, and so I most likely have loaded it in that previous attempt, and so I left the level just to verify that I didn't do that, and so we're gonna do the skew one more time. Okay, good thing I didn't enter that. Trying to get the right orange angle. Ooh, that was so close.
Close, yeah.
Try that one more time. Yeah, so the way this works is you shoot. Whoa, that's a really weird one. Okay, it just completely bounced that quick.
It went straight back, the same arc and everything.
Yep. Okay, it's just deciding to do that. Okay, whatever. Okay.
It worked that time. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. The way that works, basically is, when a cannon shoots you, it shoots you at a slanted angle, and so if the orange hits you, in the middle of like you inside the cannon, what will happen is it'll just like spit you out the normal way. Are you okay? That's okay. I'm just gonna do a backup at this point. I'm not dealing with that right now.
Valid.
Good thing there are easy backups. If it lets me clip, there we go. Please don't enter the wrong one though. Okay. Yeah. And so when the cannon shoots you out, if you get knocked out of it, it will basically put you in the way you ended up as. All right. So we're doing extra minigame. I don't normally talk about this minigame, but this minigame is very fun. It's just gambling.
Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling. I think this one should be an easy one since it's just going at a moderate pace. So yeah. Always the last one that goes very fast though. Nice. Yeah, very easy. The one in DK Isles of this minigame is like one of the hardest things because it's like going incredibly fast and it's a shorter time. So you like quite literally can't mess up. Alright. So now what we're going to be doing is I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of a couple things out of order. Just for the sake of what I'm doing. We're going to be Tiny Kong. We're going to go all the way to this ship right here.
5.
Yep. 5. Yep, we're now inside of this ship. There's a very easy golden banana right here. I say easy and then I proceed not to get it. This room is very disorienting. Because you literally
that camera change did not look kind.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, and then this enemy literally just gets in your waist, like when you like don't get it immediately.
Yeah.
Right. Just like that. And then we just immediately leave this part of the ship. Yep, and then now we're gonna be changing back to Lanky to get 2 golden bananas from 2 different ships. This one and then one from earlier. So we're gonna switch Kongs. Again, this is completely out of order just because I did not grab that golden banana. And I'm already in this area. Might as well do the segment while we're at it. So then we don't have to come back. This is where I need to go to. Alright, just like that. And this one's...
I really like that zooming in removes walls.
Yeah.
Very well programmed, Rare.
Just like that. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't work with every wall. If it was every wall, that'd be incredibly broken. It only works on every north-facing wall.
That's such a specific problem to have.
Yeah.
Only north-facing walls.
Alright. So now we're going to be going to this two-door ship. We call that previous ship the 5-door ship because there are 5 doors, 5 Kongs. This one's a 2-door ship. You can probably assume why.
Because there's 4 doors.
Close.
Mm.
Alright. Go to this bottom one. We're now in the lanky area. Also, a really good thing about those out of bounds and getting into these early is those cages and like leaving that area or leaving these rooms don't soft lock you, which is a really good thing because the process of trying to do all of this is very, very tedious. My camera is not in the area it should be in. It did not clip it out of bounds with me. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, right now our goal is to basically try to get as many golden bananas as possible because we need to collect 50 for the next level. It's a very big jump from 30 to 50. They just get
That's
much.
quite a few.
Yeah. But there's an easy solution for that, and we'll get to that once I collect this one blueprint. And go back to the beginning of the level. Okay. We're gonna be as Chunky Kong. And then what we're gonna be basically doing is we're gonna be doing our first ever blueprint turn-in, and we're gonna be getting 4 golden bananas very easily. And this is the point of the run where we're gonna be start the turning in all these blueprints to basically help us achieve our requirements much easier. And so, yep, this is our final time going into this segment since we already did everything we want. We just do a little void out here just to go to the beginning of the level. Alright, gonna go here. Since you normally wouldn't activate these switches, if it lets me activate them, sometimes they're like not affected. There we go. Normally we would not have to open those since we would do an out of bounds, and that glitch I was trying to do would lead us to this area right here to grab a golden banana, but we didn't get it unfortunately, and I was like, I don't want to risk too much time on that, so now we're here. We're gonna basically do it out of bounds here to get into the next area, and then we're gonna be playing as some people's favorite character, On Guard. So we're gonna
swordfish.
Yep.
Ah.
Go into this little box, little text telling you how On Guard works. And now we're going to swim all the way down here for 1 golden banana. I really hope you said hi to On Guard because this is the last time we're going to be seeing On Guard. Alright, there's that golden banana. Alright, and then now we're going to be switching to Diddy, and this is where we're going to be doing our blueprint turn-in. See where we spawn. We spawn below it. Awesome. Usually you spawn above it and you just like immediately go back into the tag barrel. The game just
it spits you out at different heights?
When you're underwater, yeah.
Oh.
It's very weird. Awesome. So now what we're gonna be, I'm probably gonna get hit by that orange. Yep, I knew I was gonna almost get hit. That's called a quick dive. If you hold Z while falling into water and then throw an orange, it'll play the entire animation of you throwing it, and you'll be very deep underwater that you just automatically swim. Very useful thing to do. Alright, here is Snide. Snide, I was mentioning Snide earlier, but this is his little headquarters. He has all these like weird contraptions for like just activating these golden bananas. This one's very simple, just a punching bag. And then we just have 4 golden bananas that are going to be coming our way right here. In 101%, we have 5 minutes of just straight this. Just watching this cutscene. We turn in all the blueprints, or almost all the blueprints at the same time at the end of the run.
How many are there total?
There are 40 blueprints.
40 blueprints?
So,
how many do we get in this run?
We only... Oh, that's actually a really good question. Math. We get, I believe, 25 or something.
Okay, so still a decent chunk.
Yeah. Alright, this is the last thing we're going to be doing.
In this level?
Yeah, in this level. Sorry. No,
I
there's...
was like, in general? There's an hour left, what do you mean?
Alright. This guy right here, this guy can be really annoying. He did not decide to be a mean head today. Alright. And now what we're going to be doing is... So those void outs that we got on while doing that glitch, this is where we can kind of use that if we like mess it up. We can just use that again. We just immediately get to the beginning of the level. Yeah, that's the end of Gloomy Galleon.
Very nice.
So yeah, now we have 45. I actually have one extra, which is good. Because we will... Having more golden bananas is much easier since you're able to route out on the fly some of the ones that you don't need. One that comes in mind is a very difficult glitch where we have to maintain a skew, jump midair, make sure we don't fall into water, land into a precise little like igloo. It's very not fun. I don't do it because it's very soft lockable. And so I'm like, nope, I don't want to do that.
That sounds valid. I would not want to do that either, especially not in like a live run setting.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Speaking of soft lock, this next golden banana has the potential for that. It's rare. It's rare. It has happened to me twice in a 101% run, thankfully. This is one of the final golden bananas we collect in 101%, and so getting a soft lock that late really is like, are you serious that the game just decided to do this now? Yeah, now we're going to be getting one of the most useful moves in the game. We're going to talk to the banana fairy here. Basically saying, oh, I have lost my 20 banana fairies. Can you please help me find them? And now we have the ability to use the camera and the shockwave. The shockwave is very useful because those splats that you have been seeing me kill so often with like a lot of attacks, they are now one shot to those shockwaves. And so we're going to be using shockwaves to kind of kill mainly the Kasplats, sometimes some enemies if they get in our way, but mainly the Kasplats, so that we're able to get those blueprints much faster.
And that has the added function of you can kick up dirt, right? I don't know that that matters for this run, but in general, you would be able to get whatever items are stuck under there.
Yeah, that it's not useful for this, obviously. There's actually one glitch at the end of this run. I don't do it because I actually don't want to learn it because it's decently hard. But it skips a final cutscene that saves a lot of time, but it's really difficult. But in 101%, you can collect the rainbow coins that are under those dirt patches, and they basically give you 5 coins within all the Kongs. And so we collect around 4 to 5 of those in the run for 101%, and that's enough coins for us to purchase every single move that we need for the run in the early game. Yeah, one of our first objectives in 101% is to get the camera as fast as possible with DK. Yeah, we have now unlocked Fungi Forest. This level is very weird in terms of just how it works in general. Very fun to do as a speedrun. Also, I forgot to get this golden banana. If it lets me shoot it, please. So the way Fungi Forest works is there are 2 types of modes for fungi. There's the daytime mode and there's the nighttime. And there are certain golden bananas that are restricted by the nighttime and the daytime. And so that's not really a problem for us since we're able to kind of do everything in this category within within the daytime. However, in like 101%, we would have to like route when to like switch to nighttime. But in this category, we're just able to do the nighttime stuff without having to like switch it. You'll see what I mean when we get to the level, but very cool. All right, here's Hunky Chunky. This is a much stronger version of Chunky. If you couldn't tell by literally him growing and getting bigger. So we hit the switch, pull the banana right there. Why that switch destroys an entire like island or like a big rock, I don't know. The game's weird. It's a game from 1999. Don't ask me.
That's an extremely valid point.
Alright, we're gonna grab this golden banana from out of bounds, just like that. I have 5 crystals left. I can probably make this in time. We move very fast with Chunky being this big. And so, try to preserve a good amount of crystals and then also trying to get to where we need to as fast as possible is a very hard thing to route sometimes. Yeah, it's a normal amount to end with here. Please let me onto the island. There we go. There we go. Alright, now we're in Fungi Forest. Basically, Fungi Forest is the 5th level of the game. This level was originally thought to be the like biggest point of any percent because of how do we get to this point, because this level opens up the game entirely. Because like I said, this level reuses a boss that has a key that opens up 2 very important levels for the final level. And so there are some routes. Actually, the route I use for my any percent 3 Kongs, which is the current any percent route I use. That's the fastest that I can do. Actually does a glitch called Fungi Early, which involves a lot of very precise moonkicks. But very fun. I'm going the wrong direction. I need to go this way for this tag barrel. But we're basically getting to fungi very early into the run, and so it's a fun category. It's not fun having to reset sometimes to fungi early because you are literally going from the lowest part of the game to the highest point of the game within the first 5 minutes. But yeah. Now we're basically just getting blueprints, getting to this top of this mushroom. So if you have questions, that would be a great time because I'm just gonna be doing some switches.
Yeah. Let's see. You before you said that you only needed 2 keys to like open the last door, or you know get through the last stage.
Yeah.
And that we would talk about that later. Is it later enough to talk about that?
I guess yeah. Basically, in old any percents, or actually no, that's not how I should begin this. I should begin this as in this game, as you've been noticing, all the keys have been currently opening up every single level in a certain way. So like, the first key opens up the second level, the second key opens up the 3rd and 4th level, all that, right? The 3rd key has no purpose, in terms of the game logic, because, we open up 2 levels with, Angry Aztec, and we only need to get through, Gloomy Galleon to open this level. And so, key 3 technically has no purpose, when they were developing the game. And then obviously when you have key 8, that's the developers thought, oh, you must have every single key by this point, so we'll activate the final boss after you get the 8th key. But they added that safety measure of, oh, what if they somehow do it? Well, let's just put the 3rd key has no purpose, so let's just make sure let's make a safety of they have to collect the 3rd key to unlock the final boss along with the 8th key. With them not anticipating how broken their game actually is.
Right, sure.
And so that's why we're able to basically only in any percent only get 2 keys really to beat the game. And like that's the whole premise of true any percent, of just getting the 2 keys as fast as possible. But that category is like very, very difficult. Like, it has very precise tricks, very precise timing. So we do intro story glitch, and it's like honestly kind of not fun in general. He knocked me down.
Oh no!
Wow. Okay, so hopefully, if I was smart about this, I should have a warp ready for this. To immediately warp back up there. If not, I can just use the rocket barrel. RNG is really not on my side today.
Yeah, no, the Kasplats really have your number.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have to get the barrel. Okay.
Ah, dang.
Yeah. That happens decently, often. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. It's more unfortunate if it was in a 100%, 101% run, because, this is the final level we do in that category. And like, we're already like 5 hours into the run, and like something like that really is like, it's like salt into a wound. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
This
gotcha.
game is continuing to amaze me and how not fun it is sometimes. Alright, there we go. Now we fall down.
We got our revenge.
Yep.
That's all that matters.
Yep. Alright, so now we're gonna do another skew section. This one's a little bit more scary because what we need to do with it is very much more important. Basically, what we're going to be doing, also, getting out of bounds with the gun is much more easier since we have the camera. If you saw earlier, it was much more difficult because I didn't have the camera. I had to, like, zoom in and then with the gun and then zoom out immediately. Oh, wow. Okay. There was water there. Also, very laggy. Oh my gosh. Okay. Where is water? I can probably get, yeah, over there. Yeah, what was I trying to say? I completely forgot my train of thought, because of that.
Camera making it easier to clip.
Yes, if you don't have the gun, or if you don't have the camera, by this, when doing a gun skew, what the game will do is, if you zoom in underwater, it'll, like, immediately take you out of the zoom in, and so, being able to, basically have the camera makes it way easier. The way I was able to do it before was I had to zoom in and immediately like zoom out as fast as I can. Like I was like mashing the seat up button, so I was able to clip. Yeah. So now we're in skew again. We're getting a gold blueprint and then a golden banana. You'll see why we're in skew in a second. It may not seem important for now. But first we're gonna get this blueprint, just because it's in our way. Might as well get it. Okay, he almost did a shockwave on us. That would have been really funny if he did that. Okay. So we're gonna switch to Tiny. Alright, and then we're gonna go into this little anthill. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna clip out of bounds around this height, so that we're still out of bounds. We're gonna stand in the middle of this area, get into that loading zone, and that puts us inside of this little anthill. Basically, the way that works is, normally is, you have to turn to Tiny Kong, like the, use the, tiny barrel to, turn very, short. And then you would have to use your instrument to, fly all the way into the hole. That loading zone still exists even without that, and so if we use a skew there, we're able to basically get to that area much faster. Yeah, we die there purposefully to warp to the beginning of the level, so we can get to this final area of the level. This is where we're gonna get our 5th key. But before that, our favorite part, this is gonna be the most fun part of the entire run for the second half. The blueprint turn ends because it's just waiting around.
Yippee!
Yeah, so we're turning in 6 here. Should be 6. If I am been collecting correctly, it should be 6. But yeah. Again, just waiting around.
Right. good time to hydrate if you need to.
Exactly.
Go get up, grab a snack. You're not missing anything right now.
Exactly. I guess a fun fact is each level has a unique like little sequence before this golden banana cutscene. Each level has something different. I think it's Creepy Castle has the longest sequence, which is really funny. Like it like basically shows off like almost all of them.
All the different gizmos.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of why we don't like finish the run in also yeah, we have the right amount. We don't end the run on like Creepy Castle or any of these like levels that have these long ones because we just want to turn in all the blueprints at the same time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Does it? I imagine it replay. If you had like got one, turned it in, and then got a second one and went back, it would play that.
It would
play that whole cutscene again.
Yeah, basically.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah, and so we want to try to do as many as not as many in the route as possible.
Right. Have as many blueprints each time we turn it in.
Yeah. Like the route we do for what's it called? Actually, before I talk about that, this is Dug It On too. So I'm as DK. You fight this as Chunky. You might be wondering, how do you defeat this boss as DK? Place this barrel right here. I didn't get it. It's okay. We'll retry. Thankfully, it didn't hit him. Yeah. Normally you fight this as Chunky. The final phase is a Chunky exclusive ending because you have to enter as Hunky Chunky or the Big Chunky. However, that's Hunky Chunky right there. That's the final boss cutscene, like the final hit. Yeah. By the way, he just straight up dies. Like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Poor fella. No.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that. I'm DK, by the way. We just saw Chunky there because that's the cutscene.
And that was the glitch you were mentioning earlier, where you hit the boss on the same frame that you got hit by something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so you can do that trick in Aztec, which freezes the boss as you saw, and get the fifth key that way. We don't know why that happens. None of us know. It's just something that the game just like is programmed to be like that. It's so weird. This golden banana is very interesting. This is not actually a real golden banana. The reason for that is there's this big sequence you can do with this golden banana. And that cutscene, you probably saw that conveyor belt extend out of bounds. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. It's okay. The reason for that is because that is actually, it shows it moving outside, and you're only able to collect that golden banana, quote unquote, when it turns nighttime. And so that golden banana that I collected is honestly, it's a placeholder kind of. So when you leave this level and come back in, it actually, that golden banana spawns back in. And so you're able to duplicate that golden banana. And so, there's a category that's really difficult and involves a lot of intro story glitch use, called max percent. And the way that, you would use some golden banana duplication to get to that max percent.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a very hard category, and because some levels don't have easy duplications.
Right.
Also, this is the final skew for this level. This one is a much more inconsistent one. If I lose it, I do soft lock, so I'm going to be really safe here. But we're only in this area to kill this. Okay, yeah, that happened again. Yep, he knocked me into the tag barrel. Anyways, he's dead. Grab that. I don't think this works. Yeah, barely. Okay, it's okay. You have to clip out of bounds so you can void out. DK is very particular with how he clips out of bounds with skew. Diddy, not really, so we're just able to do that, and we just need to void out, and then we prevent a soft lock. But yeah, that's the end of Fungi. We have to switch to Diddy anyways, and so it honestly doesn't really matter, but it's much faster to just not do that tag that early, but it's whatever. Honestly, preventing a soft lock is much better than you know,
The alternative, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, now we're in basically the final part of the run. We have 2 more levels, the final official level, and then the final boss. So we're pretty much on the home stretch. It may not seem like that because I have around like 64 something golden bananas, but like I said, we have yet to turn in many blueprints. That's where this whole thing will be kicking into motion. I need to be chunky. I'm literally trying to read a route and also like trying to not read it. Trying to do this whole thing from memory.
Right.
Alright, so yeah, we're turning in key 5. And yeah, you'll see why this is very important once we're out of this K-Lumsy cutscene. Alright, so key 5 opens 2 levels, like I said. It opens this one, which is Crystal Cave. This one we can enter normally, like with an out of bounds. This one, though, this is the creepy castle entry. What's behind this rock is a cannon. But this cannon only spawns once that rock is destroyed. And so we can't enter Creepy Castle early. And so that's the reason why in different routes we try to collect the 5th key as fast as possible. Because if we're able to get it that quick, we're able to basically do different types of routes that are very useful. For like 101%, like I was mentioning that Castle Kongs route, getting all the Kongs as fast as possible. Or some any percent, getting some of the Kongs really quickly. It's very useful to like get it really early. But yeah. So now we're gonna be entering Crystal Caves. This is honestly another really, really hard level. A lot of not fun tricks sometimes. We're basically going to be doing the like literally the first section of the level is a gun skew. And you've seen how skews can be a little bit like not fun sometimes.
A little finicky.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see how that works. First we're going to be getting this blueprint and then we'll be getting into that level. And yeah, the requirement for entering Crystal Caves is 65. You may be wondering, where's our extra golden banana? There are luckily
that ghost banana, right?
Yeah, there are luckily 2 golden bananas in this room.
Oh.
So we're just able to go in here with only like 64, or honestly 63 if you're like missing one. If it lets me backflip sometimes. We're able to use this rocket barrel. And since we need to enter the level as Diddy, we're just able to go here, activate this little cutscene. This has our golden banana that we'll use to enter the level. It fell down. It doesn't do that normally. We have to go down here anyways. That has only happened to me like 3 times, and that's in the 2 times. It was that one and the run before I did this run. So new things happen, and I am surprised every single day by this game. All right,
that's the marathon luck coming through big.
Exactly.
That never happened before. Clip. You can have it now. It happened.
All right. Here we go. So this is creepy cat. Oh, not creepy house. This is Crystal Caves. They both start with C. This game really loves alliteration. We're gonna do a gun skew. Oh, okay. I'm just not gonna deal with that then. I'm just gonna clip out of bounds. Another way you can do gun skew is clip out of bounds, walk into the water. Don't clip back in bounds. That's another important thing. And then just do the trick. The gimmick about this level, though, okay, there it is there's this guy, Big Crusher. He is in a mysterious part of this level. In the run, we don't kill him because it's very slow, very not useful to kill him. However, every 25 to 35 seconds, he will activate this little attack where he just will hit that, like you probably saw, he was hitting his like club on the floor, and we'll basically be dropping a lot of falling stalactites, or I don't know the difference between whatever they are.
I think you're right, because
Yeah.
stalagmites, the M's look like what they look like coming off the floor. I think that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, they're falling from the ground, from the sky, and so they can be really annoying sometimes. If we're fast enough, they don't really pose a threat to us. Here's another soft lock area. Thank God we got through that. I don't need skew anymore. And then now, we don't have any soft lock potential areas anymore. So we're just gonna be doing this low area safely. There's one more area in the final level that we'll have to worry about, but we'll get to that later. That's the level where I will have to lock in, because it's surprisingly very easy to soft lock in that area, even though it's like also not easy. It's weird. Yeah. Also,
it's gotta be rough having a soft lockable area towards the very end of a run like this.
Yeah. It sucks sometimes, but it's like, okay, yeah. It's expected, because this game has a lot of fun things about it, with out of bounds and all that, but sometimes the game is just punishing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not that. Also, this is one of my favorite minigames for the reason of the music is such a banger. Like, Rare composes such, like, Grant Kirkhope composes such great music.
Yeah, big agree.
Alright, so yeah, we're gonna collect this golden banana. We have 5 crystals. I should have enough to make it all the way over here. Actually, a lot of lag. Because of this waterfall. Alright, we're gonna be as DK. And we're gonna do another big skip for a room. Careful, there we go. Basically, what we're gonna be doing is we're doing a moon kick to skip an entire puzzle. This puzzle usually takes like a minute and a half. And so trying to skip it is very useful. So you see the golden banana is literally right there. Rare thinking they're smart by putting it at a really high place. They don't consider that their game is still very broken.
The Donkey Kong space program lives on. So what would you normally be doing in that room? It looked like there was switches to press.
Yeah, so you saw those question marks that were on the floor. Yep. You would have to match those. They're basically, it's like a matching puzzle.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I entered the wrong room. That's kind of funny. That's the chunky room. Yeah, not having a good camera really makes that easy. So yeah, we're trying to clip out of bounds here. The camera really likes to clip itself out of bounds and not DK. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we're trying to go to that door over there. Movement. There we go. This room is very weird. So we are given 20 homing ammo. By the name, it homes on enemies. And so here, just shooting at these enemies. That was good RNG. They were very nice today. Sometimes you literally run out of homing ammo and you have to shoot them with your regular ammo, and it's like, oh, these, I think they're called Zubas? I'm probably thinking of Banjo-Tooie, honestly. I play both. I run both games, so, like, all the enemy names are literally, like, bunched together.
Yeah. And since they're both Rareware games, they have similar naming conventions and everything, too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably just a mess of information.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mainly run this game and Banjo-Tooie, and then occasionally Banjo-Kazooie when I really feel like wanting to play that game sometimes. And all the enemy names there are like very similarly named, especially between the two Banjo games, because it's literally the same series. So this room, the claptrap room, we can do a quick def here. We spawn where this golden banana spawns. We can def warp, skip that dance, and immediately get to the beginning of the room and just leave.
Oh, that was cool.
Alright. So now here, enter this little tag barrel. We're going to be going as Lanky. We're now going to be backtracking within this level. for some blueprints. So, cool thing we can do here is we can have our shockwave in between warps, and it still maintains the thing, and so we're just able to like he did not expect us to like do that.
Yeah, you got frame one, poor guy.
Alright, so yep, we're gonna go here, change this DK, we're gonna be basically doing another blueprint. Yep, go here, DK's blueprint's right here. We have a lot of homing ammo, so we're able to just like do that. Another fast way to kill them is using your gun, so that's why I did that. I'm gonna switch as Chunky, and then we're gonna do a very interesting room for the reason of in this room actually is, if you know the ice key and stop and swap from Banjo-Kazooie, this is actually a beta room, or it's still a room in this game obviously, but it used to be the place where you would also get the ice key from Banjo-Kazooie, and like you can do all the stop and swap stuff. It's very like interesting.
Oh, neat.
A thing you can do with intro story glitch is basically you're able to warp to like the cutscene that would load you into the ice key. I can show it off at the end of the run, but it's like it's very like awesome that we still have remnants of like the stop and swap within this game that's like not even like related to the actual stop and swap.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, now we're here. This is the five door igloo. A lot of 5 doors. I wonder why.
Yeah, who could say? Not a significant number for any reason that I can tell, surely.
Yeah, surely. Oh, okay. Slopes are fun. Alright, we're gonna kill this splat. Alright. There we go. And then now we're gonna basically finish off this level. In terms of golden bananas, we're gonna do an out of bounds here. All these doors are Kong related, if you could tell. And then I'm just trying to get the right camera. We're gonna go into this igloo, I believe. There we go. This is the tiny igloo. Do that, and then this is a really hard minigame in my opinion, because you have to ground pound this middle one. It gets smaller each time, and it moves, and you have to be like on the dot. That was a really good attempt. That's normally how it goes, but sometimes I miss it, and I don't normally know where it goes, and so I'm like just like trying to like get to the point of where it is.
Yeah, it looks like the kind of minigame where if it gets away from you, it becomes a problem very quickly.
Yeah. Also, looking at my notes of the route, because I decided to look at it again, I was incorrect. So, Zubbas are actually the enemies in Banjo-Tooie that are also bees. Zingers are the bees in this game.
Oh, of course, the old Zubby Zinger problem.
This one's... There we go. Nice. That's a igloo clip. Very easy. Kind of. Just using that mechanic I was talking about literally at the beginning of the run, where it's like walls will just push you inbounds. Yeah. So now we're back into this area. You remember this area. This is the beginning of the level that the first thing we did. So now we have come full circle. We have nothing else to do but blueprint turn it.
All right.
Who am I turning in? We're turning in Lankies and then Chunkies, and then we're done turning in blueprints for them. So
the only one we have left is DK?
DK, we have DK and Diddy. We're gonna redo.
Oh, we haven't done Diddy's yet.
Yeah, we're gonna redo Diddy because the reason for that is since we grabbed more blueprints on the way, we might as well just turn those in as well. Also, you might have noticed I grabbed those headphones. Those give you an immediate instrument refill. That becomes very important to the next level, because there are 2 rooms that have our final golden bananas that have basically enemies that we can just instantly kill with the instrument, because the instrument instantly kills every enemy within the radius where they're loaded in. And so having that ability within 2 rooms that have a lot of enemies that we have to kill is very useful.
Yeah, that sounds really handy.
Yeah. Yeah, more blueprint turn-ins. Questions are perfect now, because this is just...
Great. Yeah, a lot of the same thing. Yeah. So this is you said that there were two more levels, and then the last level. So
Yeah.
after this, where are we going?
So after this, we're gonna be going to Creepy Castle, where we're only doing like a couple things. Like literally, it's a pre-boss. It's I went into the wrong Kong. I'm literally autopiloting. 101% memory. We're basically going to be doing blueprint turn-ins and like 3 golden bananas. And basically what we're going to be doing after that is we're going to fight the boss. That's a 5-minute long boss. Again, rare, loving long boss fights.
Yep.
And then after we're done with that, we turn in this key that we're about to get, key 6, and then key 7, which opens up Hideout Helm, which is the final level, which has the 8th key. Which after that, once we have key 8, which we're gonna sequence break that level entirely, we're gonna watch this really long cutscene, like 2 minutes. It's a very funny cutscene, I'll say that. And then we'll do the final boss, and then we'll be done. So like literally around like 35-ish more minutes left.
Nice, making good time then.
Yeah. I remember my practice run before I had to go to work, I had to reset, and I wasn't even recording, so like I wouldn't have even submitted it. I got like a time that would have been like a 3 or a 2:32. So like that is a massive improvement to my PB. This is looking similar to that, probably like sub 240 if everything goes well. Yeah.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
What is your PB?
I have a
currently?
245, and that was done 4 years ago. Because again, I don't run this category.
right, because 101%
Yeah,
is the jam.
yeah. All right, so this is the boss I was talking about. We get to watch this fold thing. So there's this big sequence of, oh, these Kremlings are remodeling Armadillo's entire like way of fighting. It's also a short cutscene, thankfully. So we have Armadillo again. The music here is way more intense. But first phase, literally what we did before.
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, first hit, not that bad. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna be basically just waiting around, just goofing off. This is where I just do like silly shenanigans, like try to do moon kicks off of that, like TNT barrel. Here he does a new move. He has these, with his little thing to shoot fireballs, he also can fly upwards and create shockwaves that we can avoid easily, because it's just a jump. And then immediately goes back. I want to try to do a moon kick here at some point. That'd be pretty... There we go.
Let's go.
Oh.
That's so fun. No. What a great shot, this guy.
Okay. I want to make sure I don't miss him. I had missed multiple shots because of like his like placement being so weird.
Does he have a weird hitbox, or just because of like how far away he is from the barrels and stuff?
It's both. It's a bad combination.
I suppose I should have expected that, considering this is Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another one right away. Nice.
Yeah. There's actually a way where you can probably get into that intro cutscene where he's being built. It's very hard, but it is possible. I don't know how to do. Wow, I'm very good at this. I should not be.
Yeah,
I should not be good at this.
You're getting a lot of these. Don't use up all the luck now.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So normally, if you remember Jungle Japes, should be the final phase. However, you know, him being rebuilt, he is resilient, and so although his like barrels explode right there, he's still continuing to fight us. He's like, Because like last in Jungle Japes, he was like, "Oh no, I can't fight this guy. I'm just gonna leave." Now he has these extra things where he's like, "Oh, I have enough power to destroy this Donkey Kong," and so we're basically just trying to do this final phase. This is the longest phase, if you couldn't tell, because literally does 3 shockwaves and then does this whole sequence right here coming up. Yep, he has this little cannon. It looks small. No.
Oh. That, oh. I see.
Yep.
That is significantly more threatening than what it initially appeared to be.
You think it's threatening? Look at this. That's a missile.
Oh my.
Okay, it just...
Oh.
Okay, so I intended it to hit me, but it hit the rocket. Also, this is what I was talking about the like most amount of lag.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and that got chunky.
And he dies. Spawns the key.
Oh yeah, he's also dead.
Yeah.
That's what a bummer.
Yeah. Anyways, we're done with that level. We are now headed towards Creepy Castle.
Castle time. Castle time.
Castle time. Alright, so this next trick coming up, this is the introduction of this glitch. This is called fall through vertical walls. It's similar to swim through vertical walls of the same, oh, we're facing north, blah, blah, blah. We can clip out of bounds. There's 2 variations. The one I just did, we'll see this variation coming up very soon. And then we have another one we'll be using in the final level for Hideout Helm, where we use Chunky and his camera. I'll explain that when we get to that point. However, that's a fall through vertical walls, similar to swim through vertical walls. Alright. So now, Creepy Castle. Very short level, very fun level, as some of my favorite glitches to do, thankfully, in this category. Make sure I know what I'm doing. Yep, exactly what I thought I was going to do. So, like I said, we're going to be going into this cannon over here. And it shoots us, we don't know where, but we're in a castle now. The cannon shot us somewhere.
Yeah, because of course, that's what you would expect cannons to do.
Yeah. Okay, homing ammo makes that little shot over there not fun, because it just auto-detects the kasplat and not the actual switch we have to hit. So we just have to, any homing ammo we have to just throw it away. And then, yeah, we're just going to be grabbing this little blueprint over here. Hopefully it doesn't knock me into that acid. Yeah, new threat, acid. We're gonna activate this and then jump into here. So we die immediately because we need to go enter this level as DK. So a little bit of a time save there just to activate that E-locker to enter the level fast. There we go. And yeah, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be collecting a total of 3 more golden bananas. Actually 4 more, sorry. And then the rest of them are blueprints. So this is where we get our 100, our sweet 100.
Excellent. And that was goal number 1.
Exactly. Alright, so first trick we're going to do here, fall all the way over here. That's a really big dive. We're going to land here. There's this tree over here. What we're going to do is swim, zoom in, swim, where we surface, hopefully. Oh, okay, let's try that again, I guess. Again, that tree has weird surfaces. We're going to try that again. There we go. Right. There we go. Oh. There we go. And we're going to do a swim through shores. I have not talked about that glitch. Oh, okay. I did not get into the loading zone, probably because of the camera. Camera is very weird in this section. Actually, wait. Get that. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Hey,
Such
there
a
we go.
weird trick. I sometimes don't understand why it decides to not work, but whatever. Yeah, so swim through shores, or letters. Swim through shores.
STS?
ST, yes, there we go. So many acronyms in this category. There's so many acronyms in this game. Basically, the way that works is, in any shore, normally in any shore, try not to clip in bounds, because this is a very big fall. There's a golden banana all the way up here. Like that. The way that works is, or swim through shores is, if you mash B, you'll basically be swimming very slowly, but the game doesn't recognize that, and so it just allows you to keep swimming through anything, and so you're able to clip out of bounds with that. The reason it works on a tree is because it's a slope, and I guess slopes are considered shores. I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm not a glitch hunter. I just run.
I
this
know that it
game.
works and it's consistent. I don't care why. we know that we know that we can do it.
Exactly. Alright, so now this area, this is the crypt. This is the deepest part of Creepy Castle. Basically like a graveyard. We're only here for this one blueprint though. Because everything in this area is very long. Very fun, very long. One of my favorite minecart minigames is in this area. But it takes like over like probably like 6 minutes to complete. Alright, so now I'm gonna get some ammo just in case. And then we're gonna climb all the way over here. Again, more ammo just in case, because you never know when we need more ammo. Climb all the way up here, and then we're gonna get this little jetpack over here, or rocket barrel. Okay. We're gonna fly all the way up to the top of the castle, where our good old friend Snide is right here.
Ooh.
Alright, and now we're gonna enter as Diddy. And then this is another blueprint turn-in. This is the final segment of blueprint turn-ins.
Okay.
So here's
So we've
four.
got all of Diddy's.
Yep, all of Diddy's. I believe, yeah, Diddy is the only one where we get every single blueprint.
Nice.
Because every other Kong has like some blueprints in like really weird areas.
Right. The routing just makes more sense to have Diddy get all of his.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
After DK, I'll actually I'll show you the blueprint map. Basically the blueprint map is kind of a way to tell where you're missing blueprints. There's an easier way of the actual main menu, but it's one way to check. But it's really cool to actually like look at what it is, because it's actually an image of the Blastomatic, which is the device trying to destroy DK Isles from K-Rool.
Oh, neat.
Also, I just remembered what that device was called that we're trying to stop. The Blastomatic. Alright, here we go. So here is one of the longest cutscenes. Actually, no, it's just 6. Not that bad. Another long one, though. It's 6. Just stretching. Just...
Oh, yeah. Make sure to keep it moving.
Yep. Alright. Yeah, what we basically have left is 3 golden bananas after this point. We're gonna grab the 3 fastest ones, and then we also have to defeat King Cutout, which is the Key 7 boss, or the Creepy Castle boss. And then we're done with Creepy Castle. Then we can get into Hideout Helm. And you're gonna see how Hideout Helm kind of works. I won't spoil it. Very sequence broken. 97, we have all the blueprints we need. I'll show you the map real quick, just because it's fun to show it. Just like that.
Oh, that's sweet.
Alright, so now, we're right outside Snide, and you know that trick I was talking about, the fall through vertical walls? We can do one more over here. So we're going to be basically entering this library, that's what the game calls it, but it is a library. I failed it. Okay, it's okay. There's a backup to this. Kill this enemy for this backup. I guess we're gonna show this off. Yes, so we can do oranges here, and then hopefully I have one more attempt at this. If not, I'll just climb all the way back up. Okay. Oh, it's okay. Basically, I could have used lag to get through that door. It's alright. We're just gonna climb all the way back up. It's alright. It's not that much of a climb. We're basically already at the top.
Yeah, it could have been much worse.
Exactly.
Could have soft blocked.
Exactly.
At any point.
I'm gonna grab Warp 5 just in case. Probably will make it easier to climb it if we fail it again. This specific type of fall through vertical wall is really difficult, and so I wasn't really surprised if I failed one of them. One of the two.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of the other ones you had like a corner, or you were looking into a corner that you could use it to kind of set up and keep yourself where you wanted to be, but this is just a flat wall, which looks real tough.
Yeah. There we go. Nice.
Nice.
Awesome. And then the golden banana is actually right there. The reason for that is actually we entered through the exit. There's a area much further down of the castle where you would normally enter it. Because there's a switch in front of this door that would open the library through the actual entrance. But this is technically an exit, so we're able to just get in through it. And so that's why we're able to just get to the end of the library. We never actually do the entire library segment unless we're doing like glitchless or something. But yeah.
Is that just like an auto scroller kind of situation, or just a
yeah,
very long hallway?
It's basically like an auto scroller, but also kind of not. It's a weird thing. Just a lot of switch hitting and just like trying to get through the entire library. Alright. Here we're in the shed. This is where we use our instrument to kill every single enemy in this room. You see, they're all gonna fall down. I'm gonna line myself up for this dance skip. Alright. I have literally one more orange left. Alright, so we're gonna be at 99 for a bit because we're actually gonna fight King Cutout right now. And so here's the other version of the glitch I was talking about, fall through vertical walls. This is the way easier version, in my opinion. So we're gonna do a skid jump. Chunky will allow me to. Just like that. Camera. It counts as a zoom in, we zoom out, and then we're just able to fall through it.
Nice.
Yep. We're gonna watch the King Cutout cutscene. Perfect. Not intended, but get to watch this weird cutscene. So yeah, as you can see, these Kremling behind this castle wall are building this replica of King K. Rool. But it's a cutout, as you can tell.
I see. And this is the boss fight that you said we're gonna end up cycling through all the Kongs to take this guy down.
Exactly. As you can see, there's a tag barrel right there. We can't actually enter the tag barrel itself. Oh my gosh, I got the out of bounds there. That's a really hard out of bounds. Not useful right now, but I like only 2 weeks ago learned that you can do that.
Oh, wow.
Where you can backflip at the peak of that cannon shot and clip out of bounds. So yeah. Yeah, so like you said, yeah, we're gonna be cycling through this boss with Kongs. The way this works is, why is he not swimming? Okay, awesome. There are 4 cannons as you can see here. The right cannon will light up depending on where King Cutout is, and you have to shoot him at where he is. If you shoot at one where he's not at, you will lose that Kong. You'll cycle through the next Kong, which in this case would be Tiny. And so I'm going to be doing the majority of this fight, hopefully with Lanky Kong, if I can make this one. Okay. And what we're going to basically be doing is we're going to be just not wasting a single Kong until we get to the final phase. But the reason is the final phase is really difficult. Because instead of being in one place, he's actually gonna be in he's gonna like switch and try to juke us. You'll see how that works. But we need to leave this area with Tiny Kong, which is actually the next Kong after Lanky in this cycle. Right, so we have one more phase, or one more hit for this phase. Alright, he did not give me the lucky one. Wherever he spawns is completely RNG. And so, in a ideal speedrun, we would want him to face the north-facing one at the end of the second phase, so we're able to do a swim through vertical walls and clip out of bounds. Because what that basically does is that will kind of void you out, switch the Kong to whoever's next, which is basically an insta warp that we can do, and there's a potential for us to catch that second phase. So okay, this is a great example of what happens, because I mistimed that. Probably get it here. Oh, that's fine. I'll just wait it out. Better to be safe. But yeah, as you can see, you see how this phase works. This phase is very punishing sometimes, and it's also random where it spawns.
The randomness alone is rough, but losing guys as a result of missing it is super brutal.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so now we're here. 2 more hits left. There we go. 1 more hit. Oh, okay. A pufferfish hit me. The pufferfish exploded and hit me with its shrapnel. Wait.
I was gonna say I did not see any pufferfish over there. I don't know how it hit you.
Oh wow. Okay. So I was not paying attention for a bit. I'm very lucky I got that shot. Okay.
It looked like you meant for it to be that way.
No.
Timed perfectly.
Okay. That's King Cutout. We did it. All right. Awesome. So that's our final key that has a boss attached to it. Hideout Helm has the final key, but there's no boss attached to it, and so we're basically done with fighting bosses until the final boss.
Nice.
Yep. We're gonna collect this key. And then now we're going to get our final golden banana of the run. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to turn into Tiny Kong over here, Mini Monkey. And then we're going to go into that trash can or trash barrel or whatever the heck you would call it. I don't think I have enough. Maybe. I should be okay. Okay. Barely. Again, the routing, the crystal routing, the orange routing in this game in this category is very precise. It's very
extremely tight, yeah.
Yeah. I'm very thankful that I was able to kind of do it. If I can get a dance skip here, that'd be pretty awesome. My final orange. Oh, okay. So close.
Oh, close.
That one is actually a really hard one, so I actually wasn't expecting to get it. Yep. There's 100. We have finished one of the big requirements of the category. And now you may be wondering, how do we get to the end of the level? Well, we can just fly out all the way here, and we just void out.
Ah, the classic void out to go back to the beginning of the level strategy.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, now that we have 100, we have one more requirement left for Hideout Helm, and that is turning in the 2 keys that we've collected. So, we fall down randomly. I don't we just fall down in
how did we get there?
I don't know.
How did that equal that?
Yeah, especially with the cannon direction, it doesn't make sense.
Inscrutable,
Shoutouts,
man.
love Rare, and all the goofiness. All right, here's just cutscenes. Just watching this activate. So, as we're gonna see with this cutscene, we turn in one of the keys. We get this awesome camera shot of the K. Rool mouth where Hideout Helm is. It opens the mouth, but then it closes it again. So we're like, oh, what do we do now? We turn in key 6. And this should hopefully allow us to enter Hideout Helm. Let's find out. See what this cutscene. Yep, same camera shot.
It really is exactly the same.
All right. And now, slams it, opens it entirely, Second hit did not do anything, thankfully, and so now Hideout Helm is unlocked. So yep, now we're going to be doing this final level. This level is very broken. Very punishing as well. And I'll get into that as we get into the level. And so, basically, what we're going to be doing is this level, normally in a casual playthrough, is broken up in multiple chunks. The first chunk is getting to the main area where the Blastomatic is. Once you get to that area, you now have to shut off the Blastomatic. And that involves cycling through all the Kongs and basically doing short mini games to deactivate the little lasers that are powering the Blastomatic. Once you finish that, once you finish all 10 mini games, it shuts off the Blastomatic, and you unlock the final area, the second half of the level. What will basically happen then is you are now blocked by 2 doors. The first door is you need to collect you need to collect 4 battle crowns throughout the game. Which is not that bad. But the final requirement is probably where most people stop playing the game. You need the final door that holds the 8th key is you need to collect the Nintendo coin and the Rareware coin. You may ask, how do you get those 2 items? The Nintendo coin you collect by beating 2 rounds of the DK Arcade, which is not easy. The way you get the Rareware coin is you need to collect 15 banana medals. And after you collect 15 banana medals, you talk to Cranky to play a minigame called Jetpack, which is also not a fun minigame. After you do all these requirements that you need to do, you get the 8th key. So, we're not going to do any of that. So, I'm going to focus here for a bit. This out of bounds section is a part where I could soft lock, so I'm going to be really focused.
Okay. Well, in the meantime then, hello chat. I'm going to take care of you for a little bit here. Don't forget, we are raising money for Stonewall Housing Charity, which is an awesome group of folks that try to assist the less fortunate LGBTQ plus citizens over there in the UK with getting affordable or otherwise attainable housing. So it's a super great cause, and y'all should donate for it. We do have a couple of incentives going for this marathon. I think currently the big one is if we can get to, I think it's a couple hundred. There's going to be a Talkatoo run later on in the marathon. So definitely want to try to get there because that's going to be a lot of fun for everybody involved.
Yes, Talkatoo is a very fun category. What Talkatoo basically is, it's if you know the bird that gives you a tutorial or like the locations for the moons in Super Mario Odyssey, the whole run is based on you only collect moons that are the hints that he gives you, and they're completely random. So
it is a super cool category.
Yeah.
Very, very fun to watch. I imagine super fun to run as well.
Yeah. Also, I voided out. That's the ideal situation if you mess something up, because then you can just restart. Oh no, the camera is not being nice today. Hopefully the camera doesn't mess me up right now. Okay. Yeah, this is the hardest part. This is where the easiest soft lock can happen in terms of what can happen. I just need to get basic height, just like that, maintain my out of bounds, and then make sure I am in this area. And then, yeah, the way I know I'm okay is if my camera changes just like that. And then this is where I try to maneuver out of bounds. This is where you literally have to rely on your literal game knowledge to know where to go. This is honestly really hard. And you do this in every single any percent category. This type of maneuvering.
That's wild.
Thankfully, you don't do this in 101% because there are medals that you have to collect with the Blastomatic shut-off sequence. So you have to turn off the Blastomatic no matter what. But yeah, thankfully, that's the hardest part out of the way. There are no more soft locks, so we're
free.
We're free. All right. So yeah, looks like 240 is unfortunately dead, but it's okay. We're still gonna get a really good time, honestly. Like on estimate, that's really good. All right, do a little terminal clip right there. Now we're out of bounds. So that door that I skipped, that was the 4 Battle Crown door. And this door coming up is the Nintendo and Rareware Coin door. There's the key, flip and bounds. Get this key, make sure that window and that door is loaded, because there is a glitch called fake key where you can get the wrong, you can actually get the key, but you actually don't actually collect it. It's for a long time in any percent history, we never knew why that happened until we figured out it never happens when you look at that door and window when that cutscene is, or when you skip it.
So just something about those things not being loaded.
Yeah, it's a very weird thing. But yeah,
Definitely strange.
We're done with all the keys. That is the final requirement. Now it's just turning it in. And this is where absolute cinema will happen. We're gonna fall down. Very fun fall. Let me get on here. All right, and we're gonna turn in that infamous key 3 and key 8. And so here, that's our key 8. And you may notice something. One, we have one more lock left because that's key 3. It doesn't load a cutscene. Neither does this one technically. He just does that. This cage will release. And this is where one of my favorite cutscenes will be playing. So this is K. Rool's ship where he realizes, oh, I need to get the heck out of here. And so he tries to get away with his ship. So this is like the crown area of his island. And he flies away. The camera work in this cutscene is also really good. As you can see, flying away. He also has like very fast speed. Like, look at this. Like, don't even know where he went. But
wow,
since we freed K. Lumsey, this is what happens. And there's just a rock there for some reason. Trips, hits the ship.
oh no!
The ship crashes. And that is the final boss right there. That's where we have to go now.
Oh wow. He's that K. Lumsey's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
Yeah. Alright, so now this is the final boss of the game. This is this is honestly my favorite part of DK64 speedrunning, is just getting to this point. So yeah, as you can see, it's a literal boxing ring inside of his ship. Does that make sense? No, but it's
Nope.
Again, rare.
Yeah.
All right.
We can explain away quite a lot with rare.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So there's K. Rool. Has his belt, champion belt. And then the microphone character just don't know why he decided to do that, but okay. Yep. The way this fight works is it's in 5 phases. We're gonna cycle through every single Kong in the order that we got them in, technically. So it's gonna be Donkey Kong's first, then it's gonna be Diddy, then it's gonna be Lanky, Tiny, and then we end with Chunky. And so each phase uses every single gimmick that each of the Kongs have. And so the first gimmick is the Donkey Kong's use of barrels and shooting out of them. So you'll see it in this phase. So here's the first phase. The attacks that K. Rool has is just, in this phase, shockwaves. easy to avoid because we can just grab onto these things. And if I do this correctly, there we go. We shoot at him when he's not, when he's vulnerable like that, and then we're just able to shoot at him. And we're gonna do the same thing. And all these hits are already predetermined. Yeah, and then I accidentally shoot too early. That's my fault. So I do that too often on the second phase. There we go. Yeah, so you just have to count the number of punches he has, and then you're pretty much all set. Like here, just 3. Very easy. And this final one is 7. Like that. And that's the first phase done.
Nice. Good phase.
Very good phase. All right. All right. So now Diddy phase. The gimmick in this one is we have to use Diddy's rocket barrel and also using his peanut gun. And so I don't know why it took so long for that to spawn. So yeah, we're gonna get into the barrel itself, and then we're gonna fly all the way up here, and we're gonna shoot these spotlights. There are 2 specific areas to shoot at, and then when we shoot both of them, they fall on top of K. Rool. And then what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be going around here and doing the same thing for the rest of the phase. And it's honestly really easy until he hits you like that. Very common. I don't know if I'm going to get it here. Oh, okay, that happened. That's not what was supposed to happen. Has happened multiple times to me before. Spotlight, landing on a spotlight, that is pretty common. Oh, and then I also have a very fun glitch right now, which I'm going to completely cancel out right now. Basically, this is a glitch where you can be in the jetpack. It's still doing it. You know, we're going to deal with it. Sometimes the game just decides to not be fun. Like you see, I'm turning so slow.
Very slow, yeah.
I don't know exactly why this happens. I just know that it's not fun to deal with. But it's like very rare for it to happen. Thankfully, got that one really quickly. There's one spot in the game where you can get it consistently, and it's like not fun. It's like a mock fast rat until you get to that rocket barrel part, and then like you realize, oh, I'm going so slow. But yeah, that was Diddy phase. Now we're in Lanky phase. That spotlight that fell on top of K. Rool, it's now stuck on him, and so he does not know where he's going. He's just running around. And so what we're basically gonna use our instrument at the right time. You'll see how we use our instrument because these little barrels will spawn. And what these barrels have, they have bananas inside of them. And once we activate the switch, throw this barrel, what we're basically going to be doing is we're going to be basically leading K. Rool to run at us with our because he hears our instrument, and then slip on the banana, just like that. And then that's this whole phase. That's the whole gimmick. And also, this is really proving the point of Lanky has really long arms, because that's a really far away switch.
Yeah, they're way out there.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Hit that one. Let's see if this. There we go. That should work, unless he like does a weird thing, which he sometimes does. Not perfect. There's one more. Actually, a really good phase. Being able to get 3 quick ones. Alright, throw one just like that. And this one, usually he doesn't cooperate that well because he's going to go down towards us, yeah. So we're just going to wait for him to go diagonally. Right here. Perfect. Just like that.
Awesome.
I was
Now
so
we've
afraid.
got-
I was so afraid he was gonna go like around it. He like does that like occasionally. It's very rare when it's like something similar to that. Yeah, I guess this is something funny to point out is that the Kremling are like trying their best to like make this like unfair for us.
Oh yeah. They gotta stick up for their boss.
Exactly. And then this is also a very funny cutscene. Trying to get the spotlight out of Gabriel's head.
You can do it, guys. I believe in you.
Yeah. So,
Oh, poor. But everyone, no, they're all squished.
yeah,
Oh no. They did not deserve that fate. They were just trying to
they were
help.
trying to help. Alright. So now we're in tiny phase. This is the longest phase of the fight. This is, including the cutscene we just watched, it's around 5 minutes long. This is what makes this fight so long. And the reason for that is we are literally going to be going inside of K-Rool's shoe. Weird. Yeah, because it's rare.
Yeah. Checks out.
So yep, we're gonna have one more phase here. We're gonna go into this tiny barrel that will spawn. Alright, go inside. And now we're gonna shoot his toes right here. We're gonna try to lag reduce as much as possible because this area generates a lot of lag, especially with having a sniper scope. Just like I said at the beginning of the run, the sniper scope generates a lot of lag. And so trying to avoid the usage of our gun and then zooming in is a very hard thing to manage sometimes. Right. It's like that. Very quick phase 2.
Nice.
Alright, and now we're gonna go inside again. And then just like everything else here, we have this area. Same patterns as before, except please shoot, please. Okay. All these patterns for the toes are actually the same. So like if you honestly really wanted to, you can memorize them. I just go based on what I feel like is the right pattern. I honestly don't know the pattern by memory. I just know that the first one, I just stand in 1, 2, 2, 1. Instead of all the others. Yeah. So we have 2 more hits left, and as you notice, each phase increments by 1 hit per toe. So the final hit will be 4. The next one coming up is 3. So we're gonna have to kind of keep reducing lag, try to figure out how to properly do all this. Okay. Go. Okay. And there should be 1 more hit. There we go. And then it's this final one. This one's the final unique pattern. There we go.
Almost done with tiny phase.
We are almost done. Alright, zoom back in. Just keep waiting. Literally just waiting. Yeah, you have any final questions about this game or in terms of speedrunning while I do this final phase?
What is your favorite trick to do in 101%?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say my favorite trick is honestly, oof. That's a really difficult question. I can't really think of that. Hold on. I would say, the different types of skews. And the reason I say that is because the skew sections in 101% are longer, but they contain so much more fun things to do that it's like it involves more practice, and I honestly really like practicing the skew sections.
Nice. Yeah, the skew stuff seems very silly.
Yeah.
I can imagine that it's a lot of fun to pilot a character doing the funny skew things.
Yeah. All right. So that's tiny phase. This is the final attempt they make because they make a really dumb mistake. They literally both hit it, and it shoots the bell out.
Oh no.
And so their fruitless attempts at stopping it might end right here because they have to just do that. All right, final phase. Time will literally be coming up in like 2 minutes. So this phase has 3 parts. There's the hitting the switch in the middle, which activates a activates a invisibility chunky. And so we'll have to do this, and then now we get into that hunky chunky barrel. And then this final part is where we hit chunky, or not, we hit K Rool with a slam. And so we time this correctly, just like that. The first phase done. And it's just, all the phases are similar to this.
Okay.
Alright, and so do the same thing here. Hopefully K Rool does not get in our way. That. And then for this phase, he gets faster at running at us. So we do the same thing, just a little bit of a quicker timing. Alright, and then now we can get here, do it again. And then this one is the fastest he gets. You can see how fast he gets. Like that. He also goes invisible. It really isn't really invisible if you see its shadow, but, you know, not the point.
Sure. He's trying his best.
He's trying his best, yeah.
He's doing everything he can.
Oh, okay, that's that happened. That's a thing that can happen. You can actually take fall damage coming out of a hunky chunky barrel. And also I got hit. That's awesome. Alright, time will be coming up very soon. Alright. On this final hit. And time. GG. That was a really good run. That is actually a 3-minute PB.
Let's go! Grats. That's huge.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so that's DK64, no levels early. Very fun category. I was honestly really concerned because I only started de-rusting this game, or this category, a week ago.
Oh wow, cutting it close.
Really cutting it close. Like I'm already really good at the game, and I'm gonna reset the game, by the way. This is just the end credits. I want to show off one thing before I call it for DK. Basically, I have been running the DK64 any percents, specifically the any percent 3 Kong, and then the any percent all keys, which are very cool categories. And those ones have their own specific types of routing, ISG, and all that. And so I've been really putting it off relearning this category, but in the literal week I have been learning or been trying to relearn this category. I've had really a lot of fun. Also, this is the setup I'm trying to do for that thing I was talking about earlier. I need to set up a timer. I'll just set it up here. But yeah, I'm really happy that this run turned out really well. Basically, I'm very happy that I got a PB because I have not PB'd this game, like I said, since like 4 years ago. I entered the wrong barrel. It should be fine. I need to beat a barrel before 55. Yeah, while I set this entire glitch up, you can find me on twitch.tv/Ad129SR. I stream this game a lot because it's one of my favorite categories. I also stream Banjo-Tooie. I'm starting to learn A Link to the Past, speedrunning. I also do music. If you are interested in like music streams, all that, I'm trying to get into that. Um, all the sort. And yeah. So this final glitch I'm setting up before I will call it off for DK64, is basically what I was talking about earlier with the ice key and all the stop and swap stuff.
Yes.
So
Yes, I recall.
yeah, so here we're just gonna be setting up a lot of waiting for this setup. Uh, Basically, I line myself up between this door. The way this works, in the basic summary, is we basically the first part of this glitch is we def warp as we enter a loading zone, and the game doesn't really know what to do in that instance. Under normal circumstances, such as like not under intro story glitch, what would happen is it will actually just like load you into the actual area. But since we're under an intro story, it will actually load us into a different cutscene map. And so, or like it'll play a cutscene based on a number. And so that actually will load a unused cutscene that actually will load us into Crystal Caves, the beginning area that actually shows us what's called the remnant of the ice key from Stop and Swap. So still waiting. Another thing to point out, by the way, this is the same file I used for the speedrun. You might notice I have 0 golden bananas. That is because the game doesn't save during ISG. And so you never keep your files during no levels early. But yeah. So now we're just gonna be setting this up. I need a def warp at a certain time. Hopefully I get it. There we go. Okay. So this cutscene we never see before. And then it's gonna load us into this area, which is actually Crystal Caves. And this is the remnant of the ice key. Not...
Oh.
Yeah. And this is also another way to get into Crystal Caves early. Not useful, but yeah. And the way you know this is the real Crystal Caves is if you remember that cutscene from entering the level like 40 minutes ago, that is the intro cutscene of that level. But yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is DK64.
What a game.
Yeah, what a game.
What a game, this game.
Yeah. That is DK64. I want to give a shout out to the community, obviously. Such an interesting community. We are literally... So much of this game is broken, and it's only because of just the documentation we've been able to have because of the game, of like the people in the community. Like literally, the funny thing is like the first ever couple glitches were discovered literally on like the release of the game. So very extensive speedrun history. But yeah, that is Donkey Kong 64, and yeah, I'll be back on Sisant tomorrow, actually at the same time. I don't want to do the time, all that. I'll be running Banjo-Tooie Cheeto Percent, which is at a much significantly shorter category. It's 35 minutes. But yeah, you can catch me there. If you want to catch more DK64 speedruns and marathons, I'll be running DK64 All Keys at Lady Arcader's Attract mode on actually this Sunday coming up at 1 p.m. You can catch it there. But yeah, and then I'll be heading to SGDQ, which I have bigger plans there too. But yeah, our commentary has anything to shout out to this your time, and then we're pretty much done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, thanks for having me on. I didn't know anything about this category, and I know a little bit more, but it feels like there's still so much to learn.
Yeah.
Which is I feel like that's probably just a constant with big games like this. But
Yeah.
I am also going to be doing a run on Sisant. My run is going to be Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll be playing Kiri Percent new game in Kitsune Tales. So swing through for that if that is if a Mario 3 type of game but with lesbian fox girls piques your interest, you should definitely swing by for that because it's a pretty fast, pretty fun run. And then I also do a little bit of streaming over on twitch.tv/debonairvt. only a couple nights a week, and I'm currently in the process of hunting down new games to learn to speedrun. So any and all recommendations would be very appreciated eventually. But yeah, this run was super cool. Big grats again on the PB. That's
Thank
always
you.
super rad to get, and especially during marathons, super
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. All right.